Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. Podcast where this week there's some interesting things afoot, and I think we have some interesting games to talk about as well. Everborn, I have not actually chatted with you this week about your game playing, so this will be interesting. I am, of course, your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante, and all those places we communicate, especially on my fam out there in the Discord verse. We see y'all. What's going on, everybody? And of course, I'm joined always by Mr. the Great One, Mr. Everborn Saga. Good morning, sir. You got some games on your list, right?
I got a lot of games. You are straight to business today, I see.
Hey, man.
At least buy me a drink first. My God.
Take you to dinner,
But don't worry about the cam. It'll be on a second after I finish my breakfast. I don't like stuffing my face on camera. You know?
It's all good, my brother. It's all good. It's good. But no. It's good. It's good. Yes. Go ahead.
But yes, they're big things are gone. So
he dropping the pots on us, keeping it authentic. I'm sorry, my bad. Good morning, all. Good morning. I see some folks already jumping in.
While I finish stuffing my face, why don't you tell the audience what you've been playing, and then I will follow up with from there.
Okay. Well, so first, before we get into all that, welcome. Obviously, I'm your host. As we've already discussed, I will say thanks to all the folks who are here early. There are always some great folks that are jumping on, like making sure that they jump in here and chatting with us early on the show, and then in the chat and all that. So thank you all for being here. If you are new here, appreciate you for checking us out for the first time. How about you hit that like button, let the algorithms know that we're doing it right, and maybe that more folks can then find us, and then also think about being a subscriber on this here channel, because we do this every week, and there's some interesting things afoot on this here channel that you may want to keep an eye on in the next coming weeks. I will, before we even get started, I will also say we're going to be going to Gamescom, so there's that in the mix. Lots of interviews, well, not interviews necessarily, but appointments planned to see what we can get and what we can't get, and who we can talk to and all of that. So there should be a lot of interesting moving and shaking on this channel, at least as far as content is concerned. So,
we will
keep an eye on the channel.
We will also be at Anime NYC.
Ooh, very nice.
October 18th through the 21st. So
if
you're in the tri-state area, come down to the Jacob Javits Center and
very nice.
Come say what's up to the Everborn Saga. Maybe check out some comic books.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I had the pleasure of checking out the Everborn Saga live and direct at Florida DreamCon, I think it was, and it was a good time, man.
SuperCon.
SuperCon, my bad, SuperCon. I always get those two confused. Dream is in Fort Lauderdale, and Miami is the other one. Yes, that's how I was getting confused. But yes, fun time had by all. Actually, it was a really, really cool venue. And of course, the Everborn Saga himself was in tow with fam, selling his wares. He still needs to get me a V-neck tee, but that's a different conversation. We'll get there another day. But anyway,
it will happen.
Yeah. We'll wait for that day to happen. Anyway.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
So it shall be done. That's right. So it shall be done. Yes. Well, let's do this one real early, because the brother deserves the respect. He has been here since day one. The great J Mac. He's here with a $5 super chat. He says, just showing some support and feeling good about turning double nickel today. Wow. Happy birthday, good sir. In the building, Xbox FTW. Happy birthday, bro. I have not chatted with this man in a good minute. We used to get on Xbox Live and play some games and chat a little bit. It's been a minute since I had a chance to do that. Bro, I have to hunt you down. We have to chat. It's been too long. I appreciate you checking in on us and always being here. It's all good, man. And of course, we have a lot of the returning guests in the building, returning fam in the chat. Thank you so much for pulling up. But all right, let's get this thing started as we always do. As to games we've been playing, I will talk first about some games, and then I'll talk about a very unusual thing, and we'll see how far this goes, because I'm actually thinking of making a video about this, because it's kind of unusual. You know how I like to tinker on the odds and ends and things, and I think I've tinkered my way into something that's super, super interesting that more people should be aware of, and I'll attempt to show it off here a little, but it might not work. So I'm thinking of actually putting a proper video together to show it off. And when I do, some people in the audience will go, duh, we've been using this for a minute, and others minds may be blown. So we'll see how far we get there. But yes, I look forward to showing that off a little bit. But first and foremost, I do want to share this with the audience. I know most people probably heard about it already. We all know that Sega is out there doing their thing, trying to remake and bring back a bunch of their fantastic IP that we know and love. They recently released the demo for Shinobi Art of the Ninja. Art of Vengeance, my bad. Art of Vengeance. And I have to tell you, I've played through this demo twice. It's not an actually small demo either. It's a pretty sizable demo, but I've played through this thing twice and I love it so much. And I know obviously it's a demo, right? And Mr. Everborn Saga will be the first to tell you. He's like, wake me up when the proper game releases, right? I understand that, but as a guy who loves the Metroidvanias and actually the Shinobi franchise as a whole, I've been super excited to see where Sega would fall in this, because a lot of their IPs are coming out or being told to be coming out, and we hear they're renovating a lot of their IPs. And I was always interested to know, hey, is this going to be just one of those member berries things, or is this going to be them kind of putting a new stamp on it? And I am so happy to report, at least from what I've played, and I've played through it 2.5 times now, man, oh man, have they put their new stamp on it. It's like, yeah, it's the old story. You know the story. You've probably seen it before. If you remember the old story, nothing new here. But the art style, the combat system, the attention to detail, the way it changes things up on you, everything is grounded and then it's not. Right. And from day one, from the moment you start playing this game, and this is all literally like the beginning of the demo. So this is nothing, no spoilers or anything like that. But the moment you start playing this game, you are totally empowered to kick anybody's butt. Like short into this demo, you are met with a pretty substantial boss, like big, monster looking boss. And you ain't scared because you already know you can take it down. And you just started playing the game, barely a few minutes in. Oh, forgive me, neighbors are doing their thing. So unfortunately, there's noise. If y'all hear it, apologies. Hopefully the noise canceling is doing. Oh, you don't? Fantastic! Wow, they're literally right in front of my house right now with a lawnmower. But okay, as long as you don't hear it, good. Anyway,
by the way,
so.
Not to derail you, but
please.
Construction has finally started on the house.
So the
contractor is there as we speak, unloading.
Yes, sir.
All the lumber and all the other things. So it's actually happening. 1.5 years.
It's a beautiful thing, bro.
Planning, permits, and all of that. And now we're doing it. So it's kind of exciting.
Yeah. Now Everborn puts on his new hat. Everborn contractor.
Yeah. By the way, I am actually listed as the general contractor on the project.
There you go. Everborn contractor.
So now,
he is.
I mean, I have all the subcontractors. I'm not out there with the hammer, but
Everborn contractor. Let's do the thing.
I get down.
That's right. He gets down. He says yes. So let's get into a bit more of the nitty gritty of why I think this game is so brilliant. So as you see, the art style is
crazy low.
Oh, are you crazy low?
I can turn up my gain, or
no. Yeah, you turn up the gain as well. But one thing that is also quite good is that these days our tools have been made a bit more dynamic, so it allows us to pump the gain up manually on our end as well. So please, microphone check, speak on it, sir. Let me see how far.
All right. So what I'll say here while you get into this, you talked about me and demos. Here's the thing about this, right? Once they told me that this is made by the team that did Streets of Rage 4, and they're bringing back Shinobi and with this art style, I didn't need to see anymore. I bought it immediately. And so I didn't need the demo to know that this was going to be one of my probably going to be one of my favorite games of the year. And the reason I'm saying this is because we're going to get into what I'm talking about later, which is I want to play Ragebound unmolested. And by the time I'm done with that, I will come to this one. So it's not like anything other than I don't want to be spoiled for when this comes out at the end of the month. And what a time!
Bruh.
But go ahead. It just
regale
everyone with the greatness.
Oh no! This I'm just here to remind y'all who had it on faith and on vision that this was going to be like it. Y'all were right. That's it. That's what this is about. Y'all were right.
All they had to say was the Streets of Rage 4 team is bringing back another Sega classic.
But here's the interesting thing.
What else did you need to hear?
So you see this, right? And all of this is just demo fare. So just understand, the systems are so deep in this game. It is fantastic. So you start the game and they're already showing you that they're telling you that you have different moves, ninja stances. That's what this is, right? By the way, like as you defeat your enemies and you get them down to a certain level, you start seeing like certain symbols on their heads. And if you get them all to a certain level, you can like press a certain button combination and do a Shinobi assassination or an execution rather. And man, it's so satisfying. And stuff like that is strewn throughout the gameplay where it's enticing you not to just button mash, but to actually be very specific in your movements and not just get hit because you shouldn't get hit. That you have this emblem that you wear, and because of the emblem you wear, every time you hit an enemy without getting hit yourself, it doubles your combo. That's why the combo meter at the top is just getting higher and higher and higher, and it resets every time you don't. Every time you get hit, and the higher the combo meter, the more it multiplies certain buffs, right? Certain buffs can be added. There's like a whole sub RPG-esque subsystem in weapons, in your abilities. It is so deep. Not to mention the combat's like freaking awesome, and the gameplay and the story and the music. It is. I'm just here to tell y'all, it's it. I played through it twice now. This is a gameplay shown on YouTube. I played through it twice now. I think everyone should play it as well. By the way, the whole gameplay you saw wasn't just the way it looks. Eventually it turns Metroidvania, as you see, map style and all that. Like, it's a whole thing. So for me,
to that end though, as I understand it, this is actually not a Metroidvania. It is because it's not one large map. So there's
no,
stages.
it's broken up. That's right. Yes. You're right. It's not that traditional Metroidvania flavor that you would traditionally assuage to it. It has Metroidvania elements, if you will.
So there's this concept that I talk about a lot for what we're trying to do with the Ariel's Adventure game, which is, it's not a Metroidvania because those are great, but these days you can't throw a rock without hitting a Metroidvania. So you want to stand out. There's also another kind of platformer that we've kind of got away from, which is like stage-based. Think the Marios, the Sonics, and these old school games.
Yeah.
And so what it looks like they're doing, and which is like what we want to do, we call it the Mariovania, right? So it is levels, but you unlock power-ups that'll allow you to go back to levels, access new parts, and speed run. Right, and it looks like that's what they're doing here. As you unlock more abilities for Shinobi,
you can go back
and
do certain things.
Play the stage again. And so that's kind of what we wanted to go for. Still more leaning towards the Mario side of the platforming part of it. This is more combat focused, but it is stages that you can go and replay, as I understand it.
But to be clear, my excitement here is not just this game. It's the vision by which they are executing it. And that is exciting me because you know me. Let me be absolutely 100% on this here. My excitement for this whole Segaification or the reunification of Sega and bringing back the vision is, what will they do to my beloved Jet Set Radio? I need to see it. Are they just going to spit shine the thing and keep it exactly as it were? Or are they going to really properly, do something to it? And this tells me they are like putting some stamps on the ground, because this is amazing. It's so good.
And again,
it's so good.
The thing to understand, this is not their first time out, right? Like, I keep reminding people.
Yes.
They've done Streets of Rage, and now they've done this. So we're 2 for 2 right now.
Yes. Yes.
And you're saying like Jet Set, that's your thing. The one I'm looking for is Golden Axe.
Golden Axe, yes, Golden Axe, and aren't they doing something else with like Altered Beast? Like, Bro, like
Oh,
imagine all
yeah.
these IPs thought of and brought to the forefront with 2025 eyes. That is
Right.
wild.
But
So good.
honestly, it comes back to the way that you remember it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
remember, when you were looking at that 16-bit era pixel art, like it looked
Yes.
like butter
And by the way,
at
I've
that to
played
your
that.
eyes at
I've
that time.
played those 8-bit pixel arted, like, like I'm gonna talk about the handheld I've been playing with a little bit as well. Like, I played those games. I know what those games look like, even now. And it's like, to your point, the mind's eye remembers such like such amazing, intricate, complicated systems, but it's what you imagined. And what they've done is crystallize what you imagined, not what was actually there. It's very well done. Like, very well done. So it's all good, man. I'm here to report. If you haven't played the demo, either play it immediately or don't play it at all because you want to play the whole thing. Like, this is great. I was so impressed with it. And they have this emphasis on not getting hit that I think is interesting. Like, it's not to say that one hit kill, right? It's not to say that you get hit once and you're dead, but they have this emphasis on you being a shinobi that does not lose any health, because the more you keep health, the more it compounds the systems and makes you even more powerful and more deadly. And like, it's just really, really cool how they made it look. Now, I do see you in the I see somebody in the chat. I think it was Aaron who said it. I actually thought about that. This might be a very decent Switch 2 game. I might do it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. This might be a decent
Be
Switch 2
careful.
game.
Be careful.
Why?
Because apparently on the Switch 2, as I understand it, Ragebound is 30 FPS.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know I don't know if that's the case for Shinobi.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the
Yeah,
case for
because
Shinobi.
they're targeting Switch 1, so it's got to be 30 FPS, and they're not giving you the Switch 2 juice yet, or maybe it will come later. Ooh,
if you choose Switch to play this on. I'm playing Rage. Will come to me, but I'm doing my stuff on the Ally X. Soon to be the Xbox Ally X, but we'll get there later.
We'll get there. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. So yeah, that may make me reframe my thinking a little bit. The way you describe, that is indeed the truth. It is a good game on that platform. I would imagine. I just hope they use that platform to its fullest capabilities, because it just feels really good. It feels good for long-term play in something that's very lightweight in a handheld. Like, I would think that this would be a real good game for that. But Everborn, you know what? Let's switch it up. I have another one, but let's talk about yours next. What do you have on your playlist, sir, that I can pull up for you?
So Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. We live in such this is the year of the ninja, right? At the top of the year, we got Ninja Gaiden Black 2 remake. And then we've got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Now we got Shinobi at the end of the month, and we've got Ninja Gaiden 4 at the end of the year. Like, my God.
It's riches galore. It's just insane.
Yes. All the riches. What I will say though is I find it highly interesting that Sega drops the demo for Shinobi on the launch day of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound.
Bro,
and I'm like, Sega, you didn't have to do that. You didn't,
bro.
You were
the big energy is on and that's another reason why I was so excited for Sega, because it's not like, hey kids, you might like this. It's like, nah fam, we putting it on a table. Like, well, confidence, energy. Ooh,
here's the thing. I'm getting a lot of these vibes more and more with Sega, because when they started talking, when Mario Kart World comes out, they were talking a little spicy with their Sonic cross world, right? And so it's
Sin is so on the money. This is Shadow Dancer, like, through and through. It's so oh my goodness, yes, good call out.
Yeah, and so the other thing is now Ragebound. Ragebound is from the team that brought us Blasphemous 1 and 2, right?
Okay.
People are saying they can't hear us.
Testing 1 2 1 2. I see a Soil Tech in the top spot saying can't hear, or is it me? Folks, can y'all hear us?
Anyone in the chat?
1 2 1 2. Anyone else besides the great Soil Tech? If y'all can hear us, there's at least 113 of y'all. Oh, I can hear. Yes, there we go. There we go. Just Everborn is a little low.
Am I still
Everborn,
low?
double it up, man. Double up your audio, sir. Double up your audio. Double up on
let
your
me
audio.
let me check the audio
screen.
settings.
There you go. And I'm gonna lower mine to compensate.
Reducing background noise. So I'm gonna uncheck that. And now you guys tell me how you can hear me.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Let us know.
All right.
I'm looking at the levels in the background, making
30
sure that
below says we're good. All right. I think Umbra just doesn't want to hear me talk. I didn't even say nothing bad about Unreal Engine 5. I don't know what's happening. But anyway.
Terrible, sir.
So so Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, right? It is.
So you started this.
Yes, I started it.
Okay. I haven't started it yet. Okay.
Yeah. It is from the Blasphemous team, and the art style is not what they're doing with Shinobi, because this is like pixel art, which again, pixel art just has this timeless vibe, and that's why you see more and more of them these days. And Shinobi is more of the sort of hand drawn.
Shinobi reminds me of Okami at times. It's got a little bit of that painterly, it's something else, but continue.
Right. And so this opening stage is just showing you how to attack, but there's so much more to what they do in this game. So there's the guillotine attack is a way for you to keep momentum, right? So instead of like a Mario game where you'll jump on someone's head or whatever, the guillotine attack is like a parry, but it works on everything. It works on projectiles, and so if you can basically bounce off of a projectile. Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
So you can basically bounce off of projectiles to stay in the air by using that guillotine attack, right? And then if you can if you do enough of them, you got a thing that builds up that'll allow you to do these super attacks. So it gets a lot more complex. I played this part that they're showing you, and it seems like you're just slashing through things, but this is a tutorial just to teach you the basic attack. You're actually gonna meet what is the ninja's name from Ninja Gaiden?
Hayabusa or whatever.
Yeah. So you meet Ryu Hayabusa after this part of it. And he teaches you the other complexities of the game. So there's so much going on here, and what it is if you've played a Blasphemous game, it comes like it's more of a slow burn. So it'll start out one way, and then it kind of ratchets up. So this, just playing it for the half hour that I played, like I feel all the vibes of it doing the things it needs to do. So here's Ryu, right? Telling you to focus. So now when you go through this part,
iconic.
when you go through this part, and this is the very beginning, we're not spoiling anything. When you go through this part of it, now he's going to teach you the guillotine attack and the other super moves to
one moment,
sort
sir,
of make this work.
One moment. MJ is calling me out incorrectly, and the record must be set immediately. Okay, he says, "Did I miss my weekly Switch slander from you? LOL." Good morning, by the way. Yes, sir, you missed your weekly slander from the Everborn saga.
If you look at what he's doing here, just look.
I know he's carrying the attack. Yeah, yes. He parries it and parries it and parries it in order to bounce off of it. Yeah. And then you can climb on. Yeah, I remember playing this and then the demo. Anyway, Everborn Saga was the one who regaled us with the fact. Hold on.
Okay.
With the fact that while I was excited for Shinobi, he told me to be careful because it might only be 30 FPS on the Switch. I didn't even know that. I was thinking of buying it on the Switch. The audience can attest. So don't come to me with the slander, sir. That was Everborn Saga. Good morning, by the way. Anyway,
that wasn't slander. I was just reporting a fact.
It was a fact. It is. But
facts aren't slander.
As long as they're like facts that are necessarily that go against the president of Nintendo, which he calls himself. By the way.
FJ Dark says mission accomplished and trigger K.
Damn it.
Just really quickly, bring up King Webb's super chat. because I
The
think
great King Web.
I think that I read from Florian Muller that so Google did win, but I'm sorry, Epic won, but Google asked for an administrative stay while they go to the Supreme Court. So the Ninth Circuit Court denied them, but now they're asking for an administrative stay. And I think that the Ninth Circuit granted that so that they could go to, so they got it. Google's taking it all the way to the Supreme Court. Because again, what this isn't just about Epic. If it was just Epic, sure. But once you allow Epic to do this,
you're opening the
then
floodgates.
everybody else. Microsoft's going to do it, everybody. And it's not just games. A lot of the bit, like Adobe is like, pay us directly. We don't want to pay you 30%. You know what I mean? These services that are so large that people would trust to use their payment processing. Like if it's a random independent app or some like AI slop app, I'm not buying that from you directly. I'll use Google or Apple's payment processing. But like if it's Microsoft, if it's Adobe, you know, I'm fine paying them directly. Right. And that is the money that Apple and Google do not want to lose. So they will take this as far as they can. And so now the next stage is the Supreme Court, but that's the last one. So we're not there yet.
It's a very interesting, like I can never imagine like who they will side with on this one, because it's money versus money, baby. And we live in a money world at this point. So it's anybody's guess at this point. I don't know.
I mean, it is disgusting that you could be on a platform with billions of people and every transaction has to go through you. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a little.
And I always say that. Imagine if Windows did that.
Yes.
If every purchase you made on your PC
had to go through Microsoft.
Microsoft had it. That no one would allow that. But somehow, and these mobile platforms are bigger than Windows.
Yes.
By multiples of 2 and 4.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
you know what? Since we're doing this, let's finish it up before we get back to the chat at hand. And shout out to the great King Web with the $2 super chat. JD Gamer, the $2 super chat. He's here and he's happy, all caps, and I agree. Sega
correction,
is
JD
back,
Gamer.
Baby.
They never left. They keep going.
Oh, here we go. In the way that we like games. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, bro. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's see. Mel, winner of our last week. He won a game code. Who, by the way, Mel, we chatting in the background. He's gonna have access to that game code this week. So shout out to you, good sir. He drops a final super chat and he says, this just vaguely seems familiar. As a kid, me and a friend put the Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi against each other based on what system we had. Yeah, you know what it is, you know. But I would say this is a very good battle. It really is. I've played the demo, obviously, of Ragebound. I will get the full game and play that. And I've been playing Shinobi. This is like a very good back and forth. I don't know, man. And Everborn, I think you are a good person to be the adjudicator of which one wins this one, because I think you're very tuned into this game.
But again, I think the timing works out so well. Like they've given
one after another.
Yeah. Like it's not going to take you a month to beat Ninja Gaiden, right?
No.
So you got Ninja Gaiden for a month, and right after you're done with that, Shinobi will be right there waiting for you. I think they complement each other, to be honest with you, right? And if you're excited for Shinobi and you can't wait, here's a game to play right now, right? And if you love Ninja Gaiden and you beat it and you want some more ninja action, Shinobi's waiting for you at the end of the month. To me, that's perfect. You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? It is like when Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars came out, right? Like all the jokes aside, you had two 2D platformers in the same like genre, the same kind of platformers with high production values coming out. And it was great to have that. Like if you grew up in that Genesis Super Nintendo era, like that was such a great time for both of those games. Mario Wonder was the better game. I will admit that. But still,
it only took how long?
Don't worry about all that.
A year and a half, maybe 2, before he admitted that. Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. The point is, Sonic Superstars was still a good game, and having them come out
no doubt,
next to each other, I just think was so. I think it was just great for the culture, and this is just like another. This is like a continuation of that vibe, to me. So I love it, man. I would love to see more stuff like this, right?
Yes,
like
Mr. Inferno says it. This is Cog's win right here, because it's all ninjas all the time.
yeah. Right? Like when the next Streets of Rage comes out, like I want to see a new final fight, right? Like just put them out next to each other. Let the better game win. You know what I mean? And I love it, man. So this is
the great Dry Rub in the chat. He's calling it. This is what he's
Dry
doing.
Rub. We don't know that yet, because again, don't disrespect the blasphemous devs. You don't know what all Ragebound has on offer for you. So just take it easy. And by the way, I would lean, like, just being a Sega kid, I would lean more towards Shinobi. But I'm saying, as a blasphemous 1 and 2 stan, like, don't disrespect this game. That's all I'm saying.
And Just Mel saying he would love a final fight. We live in a world where that may be actually a possibility, man. That may actually happen, which is kind of wild, right? And it won't just be like a cash grab. Oh, let's give him a remaster thing. It would be people looking at it with new eyes. That is what's so exciting to me about all this.
Let me throw something out there. I'm gonna give you 2 games that we need to come back, and you could put them out at the same time and do the same type of competition. You ready for this?
What you got?
Rocket Knight Adventure and Gunstar Heroes.
Rocket Knight Adventure, they've tried already.
They have, but see, they did it at the wrong time before we were in the retro renaissance. Now that we are in the retro renaissance, it could be done way better now. Give that to Dotemu.
Oh yeah, and the great Yuzu's in the chat. He's asking a very interesting question. He says he forgets to keep asking, does Everborn collect the Sonic comics?
I absolutely do not. Now, to be clear though, there's a Sonic DC crossover right now that I do plan on getting, but that's just because of the novelty of it all. But no, I'm not into.
You tend to be a Sonic video game guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting. All right. So, anything else you want to talk to us about?
I also watched like almost all of the Sonic TV shows, but
me too. I've seen every single TV show twice. Jaleel White will forever be my Sonic. It's fine.
Absolutely.
It is what it is. Both the good one and the slapsticky gotta have a hot dog one, or with chili dog one. Remember, he was. There was a world where he was the same voice in both cartoons at the same time. One was slapsticky and goofy, and the other one took itself real seriously, and he was the same voice. I thought that was so cool. Anyway, welcome to the Sonic podcast. Anyway,
Sonic lore is very weird. Like, it gets dark at time. Like the what you're talking about is when it was like this dystopian future where
dystopian future, as well as the chili dog one right after it.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? Anyway.
Oh, okay. There's another. Well, actually, we talked about it last week, but like I'll just mention it again because it's another game that I was super excited about. But Shadow Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
Such a disappointment.
What happened? Why?
It's just that the production value is not there, and it just feels like. It feels like a game that came out in like 2003, and
this is for those who don't remember this. This is the Pac-Man reimagining.
Yeah, I just feel like it was such an interesting take, and then what they did on Secret Level and how they were reimagining it, like
it excited people.
But was so interesting, and what they did with the game itself, they just didn't put. It doesn't seem like they put anywhere near as much love and care as these guys, Dotemu and Sega, did with Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi, and I think that's a shame. Like Pac-Man is iconic, and you're
like
reimagining
it's terrible.
it. Like you could have done better, but you didn't.
That is hilarious. That is unfortunate. Yeah, man.
Sucks.
Okay. All right. So because we're talking games, this game must also be spoken about.
One other thing. James Thomas brings up something that does look interesting is that Pac-Man World 2 was announced, and that's a 3D platformer with Pac-Man, not like this new dystopian thing, but just like the actual Pac-Man running around in a 3D world. It looks very good. And we saw this week some more gameplay of Super Meat Boy 3D, which also looks
man,
stunning.
I'm a Super Meat Boy stan from way back. No one can talk smack about Super Meat Boy to me. I am so excited. Like, to see that game is back, I cannot wait. I don't play mobile games in general. I play the Super Meat Boy kind of like the auto scroller. You know, my son and I play that from time to time. I love Super Meat Boy. I'm so excited for it.
Now, before we move on, there's one game that I know we both have played, so I don't know if you want to kick this one off.
Which game is this?
But the elephant in the room, or should I say
the gorilla?
The gorilla in the room.
Yes.
Donkey
we are
Kong
talking
Bonanza.
about the one and only. That's right. Now, let's spend some time getting the ninjas after us, because we're going to put some stuff on the screen. Let's go. So go ahead. You tell me about how much more time you've had on this than I have. How many? I won't even tell. I won't give you the spoilers, but how many powers do you have?
I just got the Bonanza power, so I'm not very far.
Okay.
But
I have 3 powers.
Okay. Now, I want to tell a quick story, because you've heard this story, but the audience hasn't heard it. So, you know that my nephew who lives with me, he's 4 just turned.
The one who I'm going to call.
He just turned 4
DC,
from the big Sonic party.
Yeah. I'm gonna call the cops on you, because you keep indoctrinating him and making sure that he only loves Sonic, and it's all Sonic in his dreams. Yeah, that one.
Yes. So he started out when he was like 2. He was all about Pikachu, and then I showed him Sonic, and it has been like, and then he saw the movies, and then I showed him the TV shows, and then now like he has to have Sonic clothes, Sonic everything, right? Sonic, Shadow, Knuckles. He loves it all, right? My car is red, so he calls it the Knuckles car, right? So he and I'm starting to put the controller in his hand, and he just wants to like play the Sonic games or whatever. So he was taking over the TV. So I said, all right, this is a perfect opportunity for me to use the Switch. He's using the TV for a Sonic game. And then I'm just sitting next to him. I take the Switch up, turn on Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then the deadpan happens. He looks over to the side. What is that? And then he puts the controller down and says, I don't want Sonic.
Oh no, it's over. So, Nintendo breaks another one. Oh damn.
So now he's all about Donkey Kong, and he wants to watch the Donkey Kong YouTube videos, and he wants to see Donkey Kong in the what do you call it?
It's a wrap, son. It's a wrap for you. It's over. The indoctrination has been broken.
It's the special effect. So that is the thing. He just he did want to play Sonic later, but for like 3 days straight, like you couldn't show him anything Sonic.
Indeed. Yep.
So Nintendo knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah. They know how to get you. They know exactly how to get you. Absolutely.
This is an interesting thing that you have on the screen here. So I thought initially that the clothes changing was just for cosmetics, but it's not.
No, it is not.
It gives you stat buffs, right?
Yes, it does.
So,
and if you go to like ice planets or ice levels rather, or layers, and you don't have the appropriate clothing, your character will be visibly freezing the whole time you're there.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I haven't gotten any outfit changes for what's her name again?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus, now you put me on the spot. I know her name. It's at the tip of my tongue. I actually have a cousin who's named the same. People in the chat, what's her name? It's gonna but there you
Pauline.
go. Pauline. My cousin.
Did you know that Pauline was in Mario Odyssey and New Donk City?
Yeah. She's the one singing. You know, the one with the hat on and all that. Yes. So this is how she became there. Yes, this is her
chronologically.
This is before.
This happens before Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's also in Mario Kart World as one of the racers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're building a bit of a connected verse of their stuff. You know, it's good. It's fun, and obviously my kids know and love this stuff. So yeah.
Does Peach have competition for the first lady of Nintendo?
I mean, it did come out recently that Nintendo thinks Peach and Nintendo and Mario have a quote unquote special relationship, and that he's just always ready to help her out and nothing more. So I'm just like, as soon as I heard that, all I heard was everybody knows.
No, well, I mean, Mario gets friend zoned again, but if you see the end of Mario Odyssey, where she left him on the moon after and stole his
there
ship,
you go. That's right. And stole his ship.
That's all I needed to know. That's right. But again, I think it's fine that Nintendo says this because these games are for kids, that you don't need to be introducing that kind of stuff. So we can have our own headcanon, but I think Nintendo said the right thing about that.
I'm just gonna put this one out here for JD and just keep it moving. Jeez. Anyway, but yes, we have been enjoying this. And my fam in my house, like this game cannot be put down. Like and the reason why I actually haven't finished it is because at any moment's notice, my children have stolen my controller or my Switch and are.
You're letting them touch the Switch too.
Oh no! They're not touching the Switch too. They're touching the controller.
Okay.
That then turns on the Switch. They are not allowed.
That is off limits until
grubby fingers.
The price comes down. Like I would rather buy my kids a Switch 2 than let them touch mine. Like you're not. So let's do a quick diversion here because this is what we do. So I take him to yesterday, right? I was out of nowhere. I was like, you know what? It's been a minute. We haven't done this. Let's go to the movies. So I take them to the movies. By the way, I still haven't seen Fantastic Four yet.
I went to the movies with the kiddos. Fantastic Four. Let's not talk about it. Fantastic Four. Anyway, well, we're on our way back, right? Kiddos went. They had slushies, this, that, and the third, right? They're like, can we have it in the car? I'm like, no. There'll be no slushies in the car. She's like, I promise we're gonna be careful. I'm like, all right, fine. We're driving. We get home. She lets the slushie spill all over my white leather Tesla seats.
You deserved it. You deserved it because you folded. You never should have allowed that in the car.
Bro, I was so angry with myself. I was livid, but at the end of the day, let's be clear. I was livid with myself for allowing that.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
I was an idiot.
You can't listen to kids when they say they're going to be careful. Like that. What's wrong with you?
It was the worst move, sir. Worst move. Anyway.
But here's the bright side, right? You got to make lemonade. Now you have evidence and an example. So when you want to be a jerk about it in the future,
hell yeah.
You have all the ammunition you need.
It's a wrap.
You say, remember that one time when you was this years old and you dropped this thing in the car?
Over.
Don't ask me again.
It's over. It is over. It's Jova, as they say.
and then they know it's their fault and not yours.
Oh, it's Jova. It's what happened. That's what went down. Anyway.
So you had to pay that price, but now you have have ammo for the future.
For future reference. That's right. Anyway. So all right, let's move on. And let me catch up on a couple of these super chats. Y'all can in the chat slander me as I deserve it for first world problems in the BS. But let's catch up on some of these super chats. And of course, MJ Dark always has to be his MJ Darkiness. Here we go.
Use code K for cap.
Right. Member for 18 months. He says, remember to use code K for cap. And cap is spelled with a K because spelling. to save on GCP merch. Switch 2 selling well. Mario Kart selling well. League of Switch haters not looking good for you. Thank you for your words, sir. I appreciate you.
That's another. Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and then the awesome Celtech with a $2 super chat. He says, please hit the like, subscribe, and share out. He's a better host on this show than I am because I don't remember to do that as much as you do. Please do that. Hit the like, subscribe. You know, let folks know we're here. We're on that 3K hunt. We're getting close. So close. Please help us get there.
Hey, Soil Tech, did you get your GCP hat yet?
Oh, yeah. He did. I think he did.
I haven't seen it. Okay, I was going to say Pixar, it didn't happen. I didn't see it.
Yes, Pixar didn't happen. There you go. Yes, and of course, the great King Webb, $2 super chat. He says, the Google has 2 weeks to open the store, courts say. So, in other words, they may change their mind if they think they won't win it. So they're thinking about Supreme Court status, but they have 2 weeks to make up their minds. Interesting. Okay. Look forward to hearing how this whole thing falls. The great JD Gamer, $5 super chat. He says, question for the panel and chat. Would you buy a new piece of Sega hardware that played classic Sega games a la Genesis, Dreamcast, Saturn, and new games?
My answer is no, but I would buy a Sega branded mini PC or PC handheld.
So I think right now, for me, I think that they don't even need to go that far or be as ambitious with their vision. Like, just give me a box that plays all the old games. Like all the old games.
My thing is, I'm trying to consolidate boxes, right?
Okay.
And so for me,
or a subservice that provides me access to the old games in a proper
way.
Like
that, I would absolutely pay like a Sega channel.
Because look, let me
what
be clear.
I want is the collection, not necessarily a new piece of hardware.
Let's be clear here. I emulate a lot of old games. I'm waiting for y'all to give me an avenue to pay y'all. It's just the way it is. You give me an avenue to pay you, and I will. I just don't have one right now.
I think what they're doing with Nintendo Online, or even if they had a section within, like if they work out some kind of Game Pass deal or something like that, that just puts all of the classics
oink oink
in one place. That to me would be more interesting, because I would pay like an upcharge for that if it was like in Game Pass Classics or and it's already in the top tier of the Nintendo Online stuff. So I think Lucius Augustus is right here. $20 a year for a Sega collection, both local rendering via emulation and cloud. Would that absolutely? I'd absolutely pay $20 for that. But I need everything.
I need everything. Give me everything.
Not just like 10 or 15 games. I need the whole collection.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I'd pay for that, because if not, we can just say you can just.
And then, of course, MJ, $2 super chat. He says, "Be careful. The E33 bugs might get upset. DK game of the year."
First of all, MJ Dark, watch your mouth. And we're not gonna disrespect Expedition 33. Two things can be good.
Yes, indeed. So here's the last thing I will show as far as games I've been playing, and this is the thing that I said I might have to show y'all. I might have to make a video. I plan on making a video, but it might be weird. But let me show you this real quick. There we go. So this is full screen. And the reason why I want to show you guys this is because this might work for you as well. What you're seeing here is my screen, and of course it might be backwards because this is the screen of my Odin 2 portal. Think of it as your souped up Android device. Oh man, what are we doing right now? Think of it as a souped up Android device. if you have a Galaxy S24, Galaxy S anything, you know what it is, right? Like this is basically that device, but this is just the screen of it. And the reason why I want to show it to you is because I have been spending a lot of time in this app called GameHub, which, let me move it over to the center here so you can see it. This is basically Android, right? It's called GameHub, and GameHub, I think a lot more people need to see and use. It's not ready for prime time, but I think when it is, it will be next level for anyone to use, because it's kind of doing what we've wanted Xbox, and we talk about this all the time on this channel. It's kind of doing what we've wanted Xbox to do, which is look around in the space, see all the best practices, and incorporate them into one beautiful UI. That's what they're doing here. So some folks may know about a tool called WinLater. That's a tool that helps you emulate Windows games on Android, right? As Android has gotten more powerful, and you have a lot of gigs of RAM and the CPUs are getting more powerful, you can now like create an environment inside Android that thinks it's Windows, so you can run Windows games inside of them, right? It's a very weird, cutting edge new world that we live in that place, right? But in that way, it's very, very hodgepodge and GitHub and, figure it out yourself kind of a way, right? Similarly, there are other tools to do other stuff like game streaming and all these other things, right? There's lots of interesting ways that you can do it in Android, but they're all DIY at your own peril. Figure it out. This tool, GameHub, purports to bring it all together, and it's by the controller maker GameSir. So the idea being, you have your phone, right? You plug in a GameSir like telescopic controller, and then this pops up. And I will open it up so you can see it. And the cool thing that I think that deserves them a lot of flowers is that this is a UI that anyone can use. Anyone with an Android device can use it. It's not just specific to them. Anyone can use it. It's just, if you have their tools, it makes it even more useful for them. So this is what I mean by this. There's a controller section there, right? Right now it says everything's disconnected, but it's made by GameSir. So all the GameSir controllers are listed. And if you had the GameSir controllers connected, then here would show you like cool settings of your GameSir controller. But besides that, though, you don't even have to have a GameSir controller connected. Just this is the UI you get inside Android, right? And you'd go, wow, that's cool, and it does interesting things. What can this do? Every game here that's available, in one way, shape, or form, you can play it on this device. Some local rendered, some game streamed, some cloud streamed, but like none of these games are just there for show. You can literally hit play and you're playing them. It's freaking cool how they put it together. And what excites me about this is it takes all of the DIY stuff that I play around with all the time, all that work out of it. And just like, you can just install this UI and just hit play, wait for it to download, and hit play, and you are playing. There's this no guesswork, which is super interesting, right? So it's not ready for prime time. Like this is early days, and there's still a lot of rough edges. But let me show you just some of the playing around that I've been doing just real quick, and then I'll ask Everborn what you think of this. So basically, what you're looking at here is these are all from different sources of the internet, right? So right here under Discover, each of these games are connected to something like Steam. So when you click on it, it'll say get game or buy game. It says playable, stuff like this, right? If you hit buy game now, it'll shoot you to Steam to buy the game, because this thing is connected to my Steam account, and it knows that I don't own this game on Steam. I actually own it on GOG and Epic, but I never bought it on Steam. So if I hit buy now, it'll go straight to Steam to go buy it, right? But you see it says playable. It says playable because it knows my hardware and knows that if I emulate this game on this hardware, it's playable. Right, and I have the RAM and the storage and all the CPU specs to meet it. So if I were to hit buy and hit play, it would literally just download the whole thing from Steam, from Valve, the official version that I paid for. It would then add the best practices, background, DIY stuff that I play around with. It'll add it automatically, and just boom, you're playing it. Right. So for you, Everborn, it would be an exercise of, well, I own this game on Steam. I hit download. It adds everything it needs to add to make it playable. Boom, I'm playing it. It's freaking amazing.
You know what I need to understand?
Go ahead.
Why? And I know it's still in beta, right? But we have the aggregated launcher in the Xbox app.
Why doesn't it look as good as
every
this?
other launcher? Well, no.
Here we go.
I mean, I like the layout. Every other
Yeah.
launcher can pull in artwork, but that one is pulling in like wrong and absent thumbnails. Like it doesn't.
So let me show you some things. Okay. So this is why, and let me show you actually exactly why I think they've done such a great work, why it's exciting to me, because these are the settings, right? PC emulator. You can literally go in here and it will show you all the games you can emulate. These are games I literally pulled from Steam. These are literally, I can hit play and they will play. Like normally play, like just like righteously play, right? I can just pull them in from, I can hit play right now and they will play. Like, let me pull in, like, I've been playing this for a minute. And by the way, you see in this one, it says unknown. I took a chance because it has no best practices. So I just took a chance and I was like, well, I'm gonna, you know, mess around on the back end and see if for some reason I can get it to run, right? As soon as I did it, started running, like by default, no issues, no harm, no foul. Some games take a little bit to load, some games don't. So
you better be careful.
No, I understand what he's talking about. I have a setting, a way I have set my account set where it has a public and a private, and I can switch between them. I did that for you know game reviewing purposes, so it's not all connected to the same thing. But I hear you, sir. I hear you. But yes, it is this. What I'm saying is, it is super impressive that a handheld can run x86 code and run it almost natively. Like like you'll notice there will be issues. Sometimes the loading screens take a while. You know, you'll see it do a few things here and there. But when it's going, it's over 60 frames. Like this screen can handle over 120 frames. The games are over 60 frames. The games are like running super, super well. And there's no tweaking or twerking from my perspective to get it there. It's like others have done that. So now you benefit from the best practices they've all learned, because when it knows what those games are, and this is not one of them, obviously. This is the one that says unknown. But when it knows what those games are, and this is the background, by the way, you can tweak and set it to your liking. Let me turn off the HDR so it's a little better. But when it knows what those settings are, it will apply those settings to the game as soon as you get there. And here you go. Here's the game as it's running. You can configure settings. Like I'm like I haven't tried it yet, but I'm like I want to try and see if I can play Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it says it's perfectly playable on this thing, right? I haven't even tried it yet, and obviously I won't try it here for our audience. Well, I won't try it here for our audience because you know it might require. See, look, there you go, perfectly supported. It checks my hardware. It knows all of the settings that it needs to do. Supports gamepad, supports FPS, all of this. So literally you hit play and it should just start rolling with it, right? And this is just the PC emulation. Then you have obviously your game library, which has, this is an Android device, so Android games, right? You can link it to your Steam library. So like a remote play. So you can remote it to your device. Like, so just like your Moonlight, Sunshine, all those remote play things, you can have it do it that way. You can stream it to your PlayStation 5. I've been doing that as well. And then this is the Steam libraries are available as well. And you can also, if you don't even want to do any of that, because like you say, you don't want to mess with your Steam account, blah, 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 you can literally just connect the cable to your PC, and it will, if you have the Steam account on your machine, it will pull the binaries from your PC, bring it in here, and hit play, and it will play without it having any Steam account information, nothing. It's kind of a way of turning the binaries of Steam not DRM anymore, because it strips it and puts it in here and then lets you play it. And you can literally, like, none of these games that I'm showing you on this screen are playable on Android, except for, of course, Destiny Rising, which is also here. But yes, it's not ready for prime time. It definitely isn't, but it is super, super exciting. Like, it is next level exciting. I have lost myself in this. Oh, and the last bit of it, just to like put a finer point on it, or you could just go, you know what, I'm an Xbox guy, so I just want to play Xbox games. Now you are in XGPU. What is this? This is all of the Game Pass stuff, all of the Game Pass streaming stuff, but the back end code is Better xCloud. You guys know what Better xCloud is. We've talked about it on this channel. right? So they've basically looked out, GameSir has looked out into the ecosystem and went, oh, Better xCloud is really good at game streaming for Xbox cloud streaming games. Oh, Winlater is very good at emulating PC games. So let's incorporate all of them in and make our one-stop shop UI.
Now, GameSir makes this app?
Yes, GameSir makes this app for free. Anyone can use it.
Now, I imagine a like an Apple TV Pro that had like an M4 chip, right? Running this app with a controller.
Yeah. And like it is so full featured. It is so
right now I say that because the new Mac Mini is now basically the same form factor, like the same puck form factor as an Apple TV. It's a little bit thicker. And it's not a lot of money. I think it's like $500 or $600, but it's full fat, Mac OS. But if you got TV OS for the same price, I think it could work under the TV with something like this.
Yes. Now, one of the things that should be noted, that why I keep saying it's not ready for prime time, is this thing is very phone focused, right? Like obviously, and this is early access. They keep sending you updates and stuff like that. And by the way, I'm playing Noida. Shout out to the man Lucius Augustus who put me on to Noida. I've actually been like playing a little bit of it, having a good time with it.
I want to see. I got to check in on Winhance to see where they are these days.
Yeah. I've been checking in on him as well.
What game is this?
This is Noida, where every pixel is alive. It's crazy. It's a crazy wild game. Like it's a very, very interesting game. Like I've been trying to get into it. It's super like it's got a lot of meta. Oh yeah, and you die a lot. Let's just say you die a lot in this game. But yes, also Windows game, Steam game, like on Steam right now. Right, and I bought it on Steam, and then I connected a cable to my PC, and the app manager on this thing pulled it in to this thing, so now I can play it here, right? And then of course, as you complain, it pulled in all of the metadata and all that stuff from Steam. So look at it, like it looks like the game belongs here. It was built in this thing. Look at it, it's amazing, right? Yes. So needless to say, I honestly think that while this is not ready for prime time because some of the issues very phone focused.
So hey, Kay, just one second. Yes, just to respond to JD. Yeah, the Mac Mini is $599 with the M4 in it right now.
Okay.
It is shrunken down these days, the newest one, to look just like a Apple TV. So I think they could do an Apple TV Pro that basically has TV OS instead of Mac OS. And that chip's very powerful. So and I hear Proton is gonna get a flavor on the Mac. And if you had something like this UI with a Proton with an M4 chip, I think you're off to the races.
Remember how much I exalted the name of Fading Afternoon when it came out, and I was telling people how they really need to play it. I was trying to get the dev on. I was talking to him in the background. The TLDR of it is, these games. This is why we've been having these interesting conversations in the Discord. By the way, if you want, join us in our Discord and be part of these interesting conversations. The game didn't catch enough fire on Steam, and as such didn't facilitate the capabilities to port it to other places. It only ended up, I think, porting to Steam. Switch, but never got its way to Xbox or PlayStation. Right? That's the only place you can play it. But I hit the button, I streamed it here, and it's just playable. I didn't have to tweak it, torque it, nothing. It's just playable. Right? Another place where this thing is now playable. And the difference between playing it here and playing it on Steam or something is this. I'm playing it on Switch. Is this has all of the PC features? Meaning, if it was a game that is more than that is hampered, you can go in and FPS switch it up and make it work. Right? Get the game to work. Right? It has all the PC editing features that you want if you want to edit it. Or you could just play it the way it's played, and you're good to go. Now, as you know, I'm an indie guy, so I tend to play these kind of games. But with the right hardware, people are playing Cyberpunk like this. It's wild that an ARM chip is playing Final Fantasy VII Remake like this. It's just insane to me. So I'm gonna be investigating this far more. But needless to say, I think more people should be paying attention to this space. It's actually more useful in this space as a phone because I'm using this as a handheld device. That's where some of its inherent flaws are showing right now anyway. Because one of the features that I can't test, for example, is being able to stream from my PC to this device using their streaming service, a la Moonlight Sunshine. Because they're expecting that you would then use a barcode scanner to scan a barcode to then do that authentication. That's the only aspect they have implemented currently so far. But this is a device that doesn't have a camera, and there's no other way of doing it. So I've already sent that to them, and they know that that's a problem. It's a bug report that they will address, right? So if you're using a device that's not phone focused, right, there will be currently anyway some a few odds and ends and a few bugs that you'll have to contend with, but otherwise this thing is freaking amazing. I am floored at how amazing it is, because I know where most of their code comes from, where they cobbled together most of their odds and ends, and to put it together and fit it together this way and this well to be able to I'm playing the game, I don't want to play anymore, I exit, you confirm, you're gone, and now you're back into your UI, right? And you're just back into your normal UI. It's so good. It's just so good. Anyway, more people should check it out. I hope they add more and more to it. That this is what I've been tinkering around with. And actually, believe it or not, when that Shinobi demo came out, this is exactly what I played it on. I played the Shinobi demo on here because it was on Steam, pulled it from Steam to this, and I was playing it, and of course, ARM chip, so it's far better, this, that. Everborn Saga, do you see a world where this can be an option for you, or are you just nah, this is just for I appreciate the odds and ends and nah, not for me?
I think it's cool, but I would want it on a TV device, like a Fire Stick, Apple TV, Google, whatever, or even built into a TV.
This agnostic nature, it needs to be agnostic,
because I'm just not interested in playing games like this on the phone. So
yes.
But I'm excited by the prospect of emulating Windows games on iOS and Android. That's what excites me.
With no tweaking, with no all the
I think there's some tweaking and twerking, but we'll see about that.
No. But what I'm saying is the tweaking and twerking is done, no doubt. But you don't have to do it, right? Others do it. It is best practices. It is learned, and then is added to a database that you then just get access to as soon as you hit play. It's just really cool. That's what excites me about this thing, right? So I can continue to tweak and twerk if I want to, and you never have to deal with any of that, because it's whatever I learn goes to the whole, and then you get benefit from it, and vice versa. That's the good thing about all this. That's what I think makes this thing so next level exciting. The fact that everyone can kind of lift all boats in that way. So hopefully more things come in that way. So before we move on and start actually talking some of the news stories of the day, first off, again, thanks to all the folks who are here, who always come and check us out. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Consider subscribing. Love our members here. Love all y'all who always join us in the super chats. About to head to Germany soon, and all those super chats will help with the travel cost, and I have to rent a car and all these other things, all this stuff. You guys always assist, and I'm looking forward to being able to get there and checking out real cool content that I'll put on the channel for you guys to check out as well. So thank you guys so much for all the continued support. Now, before we get into our games the news proper, I must once again shout out the awesome Dr. Dry Rub, who always seems to pull up and always seems to be so considerate and so giving of his time and of his codes. Because we got a bunch more codes from Dr. Dry Rub. I mean, between last week, this week, there's so many codes to give away. We're turning into a code house thanks to Dr. Dry Rub. And we actually, Everborn, I haven't spoken to you about this. I want to plan like a master giveaway because we have the entire Devil May Cry series in one bundle we can give away. Like the whole thing from 1 to 5 plus the DLC, the whole, like if you are a Devil May Cry like stan, this is your like Devil May Cry collection in one swoop. Boom. That courtesy of Dr. Dry Rub. So, and that's not including all these other amazing games that he has provided. So this week, we will pick 3 people, in addition to Mel, who's already won, just Mel. 3 people who, depending on the question, you will get a chance to ruffle through our beautiful bag of codes and pick one, courtesy of Dr. Dry Rub. Ayo, pause, and all of that. You can ruffle through our bag. Anyway, so let's get this thing started. And Mr. Everborn, I'll actually let you choose the first question. And this is throughout the show, whenever you decide. If you pick one and you think, hey, that one's worthy, they'll get a code, and then you can reach out to me in the DMs. But all right, let's kick this thing off proper, which is the Nintendo Direct, sir. Did you watch it?
I did.
Was it exciting to you? I feel like we all reframe our thinking now because we're now all Switch 2 owners and we want to see what's the next exciting thing for us. So I guess my first question to you, and that it's also to the chat for those who watched it. If you are a Switch 2 owner, did this excite you? Did you find something to go, yes, I'm back? Switch 2. What do you think?
Well, I will say I'm very happy with the Switch 2.
It's a partner showcase, by the way.
I'm very happy with the Switch 2, but I don't look at the Nintendo Switch for the partner games. I look at the Nintendo Switch for the Nintendo games. Right? Like, and by that barometer, was also available on Steam, like that is where I get it. That being said, the highlight of the show for me was Monster Hunter Stories 3. That's the one that looked the coolest. Okay. And I don't know if that's like exclusive to the Switch. If it is, I think that's the one from the show that I'd get. I recently just bought Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, so I don't have like.
You didn't play it on Game Pass for way back?
I did not. No. Okay. They had it for like $50 for 1 and 2, so I just picked it up. So I'm gonna play it when I get time, but I don't have. Here comes Umbra. Try to make sure I don't buy it on the Switch. And by the way, they're all on that page this morning. Umbra, because it's not exclusive, and then Soul text quickly after. Oh man, the Steam
guys,
Direct.
Bro.
Yeah. So yeah, this looked, and this looks. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like they upped the production value of Monster Hunter Stories for this one, like a lot.
It looks cleaner, yes, much cleaner. Yes. So the first one was kind of at the edge of the Switch's like performance capabilities, right? So it was kind of buckling under the weight a little.
Yeah, so that to me was the biggest game of the show. Then they have the Hyrule Legends thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Which looks interesting.
Yeah, I need to see more of that. Is that just like the Hyrule Warriors kind of thing? Like
yes. The
so
Age of
this basically like a war melee game?
It's not exactly tactical.
Like a
it looks
Dynasty
like
Warriors kind of thing.
Yeah, it seems like it's a Dynasty Warriors kind of thing, right? Yeah, it seems like a Dynasty Warriors.
Now the other thing
MJ's bringing up that Chronos looks damn good, right? Like it looks good, but it's everywhere. And I like to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I don't think that's where I'd want to play Chronos.
Yeah, it may not be, right? But I think it's notable that a game like Chronos can
Sure.
even come to the Switch day and date.
True. No doubt. No
Um,
doubt. See, but you see my point? This is the same thing I was saying about Shinobi, right? I was like, hey, this is a game I feel like I would want to play on the Switch. And then you said, hey, it's 30 frames. I'm like, oh, okay. So the question is, does Chronos come in its full capabilities as it would play, say, on my big boy? That may be the
yeah, but
determining factor.
I mean, Chronos looks like the kind of game I'd want to play on the 4090 and
On the
not
big
even
boy.
on the
Yes,
Ally,
right. On the big.
right?
That's
So,
right. True.
yeah, but so I'm just looking at it like, okay, they've got Star Wars Outlaws again. That game did not set the world on fire, but the fact that it can run on there, it was more interesting to me. Right?
I mean, come on now. It's running Cyberpunk. At this point, none of these should be surprising to you. Cyberpunk is the biggest weight of a game in modern history for a while, and it's running that relatively decently. Muddy textures notwithstanding. So all the others should be all right. You know.
Yeah, that and they got Apex Legends back, right?
There you go. Yep.
So I just think what's going to be super interesting about this generation of the Switch is what kind of an impact having so many more third-party games available on the platform has against Nintendo's own stuff. Because like usually, I think Nintendo games make like 64% of the sales on the OG Switch. But again, they're competing with not the top tier third-party games. Now, when they are competing with that, what happens? But again, if you listen to me, you listen to you, we're saying those third-party games we're still going to play elsewhere. So maybe like this doesn't impact how well.
Here's the interesting thing, right? And MJ Dark brings up a super interesting talking point that I wanna pick apart a little bit, because he says, oh my bad, he says he's planning on playing Chronos on Switch 2 and on PC, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, we all play it where we want to play it. What makes it interesting, what brings about an interesting question to me is, as we now live more in a world where that double platform life is more mainstream, can more and more people do it this way, when this means you have to buy it twice, right? Whereas if he just keeps playing it on PC, that gives it access to the Ally and or any other handheld device, or even Steam, right? Steam Deck or whatever. There are other handhelds out in the market now that will just inherently benefit from you playing it on Steam, and as such, you don't have to pay for it twice. But he's a fan; he loves the Switch, no doubt, right? He'll buy it on the Switch too. Can this world sustain in a world where these devices exist more and they just inherit that? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's one element of it. But just to answer MJ, I mean, a game like Chronos, I don't think I'd want to play on any handheld.
It depends, man.
Like,
it depends.
for example,
I think you should like, if you have not your experience, about to be slanderous. Forgive me, about to be slanderous. Your experience is limited to a Z1 Extreme. When you tap into like a what do you call it, XCSS, like frame generation and all this, and you're on a handheld, you are just like, I cannot believe this thing can run on this thing. Some games are unusually performant even on a handheld. Just saying. Let me do the meme thing. Just saying.
I need you to relax. But no, it's just like certain visual fidelity stuff. I just want to get all the visual fidelity. So
telling you, bro.
A lot of the times there's certain, like, I never even attempted Expedition 33 on handheld. I don't know if it
actually
worked well.
Do you know how I threaded that needle?
Wanted to.
Expedition 33 is not great on handheld, right? But it's great on this. How? Because you just play it 4090 here and it streams it here, because this has got the OLED crispy.
Oh yeah, I mean that's different if you're
that's how I got that
home,
done. Yeah.
Which is mostly where I play the handheld, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna stream it to the thing and it's local network, so there's no latency really.
That's how I did it.
Story.
That's the only way I did it, because truthfully, I did try local render, and Expedition 33 wasn't great local render. It wasn't that great, so that's why I did that, and that worked perfectly. And you know the clear, obscure, dark spaces and stuff OLED, super awesome, like crispy. It was fantastic. Anyway, but yes, so yeah, I too agree with you that a game like Chronos, I'd want to play on the biggest screen, on something with more fidelity, more capabilities to be able to show it off as best as possible. So, but I will say the Alters has changed my mind a lot on how handhelds perform, because that game looks insanely good and played like surprisingly well on a handheld. It really changed my perception of what a handheld really could do from a AA to AAA perspective. There's a new world out there, so there's that. Let's catch up on a couple more super chats. A couple more have jumped in here. The Great Hollywood Rules is in the chat. $2 super chat. He says Sega is back. Hashtag Shinobi demo looks and plays great. Sir,
once again, Hollywood Rules.
Go ahead.
They never left.
Let it come back. They've been here for years. And then Briscoe _son, $5 super chat, says, sup fellas, rate my first PC build. Ryzen 7 5700X, MSI 5060 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM, LG GX 55 inches. Still looking for a console experience for Mr. Everborn Saga. He's looking for some CEGs. Okay. I will tell you from a hardware speeds and feeds perspective, you righteous, you good. You're gonna be good for a good while. Yeah, sounds like a decent build, man. That's awesome. Now he's looking for that CEG experience. We shall all wait and see how Windows CEGifies itself.
Yeah, right now, if you want like the least amount of tweaking and twerking, I would launch Steam in big picture mode and just rock out with that. But if you want like Game Pass and things like that,
unless you are not a slave to Valve. Because if you're a slave to Valve, big picture mode just limits you to Valve, and then you have to tweak and twerk every other game into it. It's terrible.
Now, if you're not like heavy in the Steam ecosystem and you want to play some stuff from other stores, then I think the Xbox app is the controller support has gotten really good, and it can launch all of those games that you. Wait a minute.
Because you're missing some key stores still from the Xbox app.
Wait a minute. So what I'm saying is the controller support has gotten really good. True. And it has GOG, Epic, obviously Steam. I don't know if itch.io is there, but it is coming. And obviously you got Epic, EA, and the other one. So if that's the case and you're heavy into Game Pass, I think the Xbox app will be the least hassle that you'll deal with in the short term. Because like you could try to install one of the other ones, like you could try WinHanced, but then
no. WinHanced is not ready. No. Yeah, I wouldn't use WinHanced. No,
that's what I'm saying. And then
I would use like Play Night.
Yeah,
like there's no tweaking and twerking with Play Night, because Play Night
there's tweaking and twerking.
If you want, because Play Night you can use the template that's there. If you already have stores that aren't on the Xbox store, it just finds all of them, and just boom, you're done. Now, if you want it to look your way, then you can tweak it and twerk it to your heart's content. If not, keep the template. You're good. You could be playing in 5 minutes. Right? The reason why we tweak and twerk is because we want it to look our way, all special. Yeah. Fine, there's that too. Or you could be playing in 5 minutes, and it finds every store. Doesn't matter what it belongs to. That's why I'm like, I hear you on the Xbox store. Eventually, it will be the one.
Well, but it's today, not even eventually.
It's limited.
What I'm saying is like, and again, it all depends on what his tolerance level is. But if the tolerance level is very low for stuff, it's I think the least hassle he's gonna have at this stage. And again, even still, he's got to be in the insider program if he even wants what I'm talking about. So I don't know if he's in the insider program.
But this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm telling you, as a person who plays on this edge a lot, I'm telling you, it's not the least friction. It's not the least friction. Like, let's assume you are a person
disagree on the
who's not
thing because I've used it, but
yeah, because you are so Steam beholden, and that's different. You have a different equation. No. If you are, but understand what I'm saying. If you are Steam beholden, the best way is big picture. There's no question. Everything else is forget about it. Like Steam is they want you to live in that world. It works well in that world, right? You are not. No, don't do that.
No, don't hide
yeah,
that.
I know. No. But every time I talk about this, it's either Lucius or you trying to tell me it's ridiculous, and that's not true. But needless to say, if you don't live in Steam world or Xbox world, there are other options. And every time we have this conversation, it's from the perspective of somebody who lives in Steam world or Xbox world. Yes, in Steam world, big picture is all you need. In Xbox world, the Xbox app is all you need. But if you play anywhere besides that, those two apps are limited. That's all I'm saying. And I have a lot of games outside of those places. I have a lot of games on Amazon store, for example.
Okay.
None of those things can reach.
You just spent 20 minutes showing us this super beta thing on an Android device. Your tolerance for tweaking and twerking is different than others.
Obviously,
and you
of course.
talk about
and I'm
the
telling
tweaking
you,
and twerking as though these things are nothing. So you may have blind spots.
Let's test it, right? And this is something maybe the folks can chime in on. If you want, we can test it. One day, let's do a show where you can start from zero to playing a game. Test it on all these various platforms. And I will show you the ones that I say, hey, this is really quick. And you can test it on Xbox or on Big Picture, right? And see what's what. I'm telling you, like, there are others out there that you don't see, and because you don't see them, you think they don't exist, right? If you live in Steam, fine. If you live in Xbox, that's fine. But if you don't live in both camps, there are other options that are also just as good and just as easy. The tweaking and twerking comes in when you want to, not because you have to. Right? Big Box does exactly the same thing. You install it, you hit next, you're done. It just aggregates all your content, you hit play, you're playing it. Right? If you choose their default thing, you're playing. If you want to tweak it, that is your choice. Those are all minutes and you're playing your games. So that's why I'm saying, there are other options.
I know, but you I think you have some blind spots that you're not recognizing, but that's okay.
Sure. But you guys don't play in those waters, so you don't know what I'm talking about.
Once again,
that's neither here nor there. But anyway,
you play in too much of not too much, that's the wrong word, but you play in those waters so much. This is like somebody who is like a professional swimmer telling somebody who doesn't know how to swim, hey, it's not that hard, don't worry, just flap your legs.
Stop it. But a professional swimmer has been one day a person who didn't know how to swim and got there. So he's not like blind to a non-swimmer's plight. Like, right? You may not know what I know, but I know what you know because I used to be you. We all started somewhere. The idea that because I know something, that now it makes me oblivious to the normal man's plight, that's ridiculous.
I mean, you have people that tell you these things are too much for them, and then you say, no, don't worry about it.
That's ridiculous.
So you have myself, you have Lucius, you have Boom, who all will tell you those things are too much, and you're like, don't worry, no, it's not too much, don't worry. So what I'm saying
what we're talking about here is the repeat offenders of Discord is what you're doing. You're using the repeat offenders of Discord.
I am
maybe
only
I should
saying
I should use what, the copious text messages of happy customers against you.
You might be looking at you should recognize that people have different tolerance levels for these things, and I don't think you are recognizing
obviously that. And that's why my excitement level came up for that UI I was showing you, because that gives you 0 tolerance level gameplay, right? You turn it on, you play. It's not ready, like I said, but when it is, it'll be literally play, download, play without any tweaking and twerking. That is the ultimate solution for people.
Isn't that like kind of an oxymoron when you say it gives you is for 0 tolerance and then it's not ready for prime time? How can it be zero tolerance and not ready for prime time at the same time?
Okay, so this is you not understanding what I am saying. The tool is not ready for prime time. It's being worked on. When it's 1.0 ready for consumers, it will have 0 friction of entry. It won't be you tweaking anything. It will be others, all their benefits being applied to every game you download, right? They're working on it now, and I'm just showing what's being worked on now. When it is ready for prime time, when it is 1.0 and people can jump in and you can just go to their store and download it, like on the App Store, because that's eventually where it's going. Eventually it'll be like on the Google Play Store. When it's there, it will be the ultimate dream, because then you won't need to twerk or tweak anything. You just hit play and all the benefits that others have learned get applied to every game you want to play. That's the ultimate vision, rather than you going and figuring it out yourself.
Well, the vision and the goal are you agree that there could be some delta between achieving that.
And
so
the
when you
reason
say
the reason
zero, that's an absolute statement, right?
So and the reason for my absolute statement is the games that currently work that way are zero. Like there are games today that they say perfectly works. You hit play. I did nothing. I just hit play or download. I waited. It finished downloading. I hit play and it let me play it. I didn't tweak anything. I didn't configure anything. I didn't configure my controllers. I didn't configure anything. It just did it by itself. So the ones where it works, it is done. It's just they're getting their systems, they're building the database. It's slowly, every day there's a new update. So this thing as a tool is not ready for prime time yet. But when it is, and all the games are like that, that is the holy grail, man. That's awesome. Then there's just no tweaking about that, right? Then any device like this, because that's what I was showing you all on, by the way, this device. Any device like this, you can play top tier games on and not have to worry about, how do I make this controller work? That's what we do today, right? You say, I don't understand their plight. I'm not recommending you do what I do today. You haven't seen me go install WinLater and try it. I will say it's cool, and it's cool, interesting tech you should be keeping an eye on, but I won't say you should try it, because right now it's mad complicated, even for me. Why I'm excited is they're taking that complication and obscuring it in the background and just letting everyone just hit play, and it just does it. Very cool when it's ready. That's all. Right? That's all it is.
And all I'm saying is I don't think the default play night experience is right for new people jumping in. Like, meaning, that's the wrong term. That's the wrong term. Not right. I think the obviously big picture mode, but that does lock you to Steam. But I think the Xbox experience is it is a little bit easier to jump into than the default Play Night experience. And Play Night, you are right, you can tweak it to how you want it, but default, to me, it wasn't ready for what I was looking for.
And the reason why I say the Xbox experience is limited is because if you are like me and you have a bunch of games outside of those specific experiences, you just don't get your games. Right? So if you got a bunch of games in other app stores that don't fit in those stores that Xbox sees, you still don't see any of your games. Right? So as good as it may be, it may not be for everyone, because if you're like me and you have 400 games on the Amazon store, those are 400 games you'll never be able to see or play, because it's like Xbox doesn't see it. And all I'm saying is those other store aggregators, don't worry about what store you got them from. As long as you've installed them, it'll find it and hit play. And that's why, to me, they beat them all. I am expecting that eventually Microsoft will get there as well, where it doesn't matter what store you have, maybe, because they seem to be working at it from a company to company relationship kind of level, right? But in the short term, today, if you were like me and were like, for example, I'm an Amazon subscriber, right? So I get access to a bunch of free games all the time. And every time they say free games, I hit purchase, download, right? If you do that, right? Imagine you're that person that does that. You now have a huge library on Amazon, right? None of those things that you guys have described right now will give you access to any of that. And that's what I'm saying is a problem, right? Yes, you can see Epic, but you can't see Amazon. You can't see some of the other odds and ends, which have a pretty big library. So that's why those other app stores, or other aggregators rather, are still more viable today than the ones that are coming up to speed. Eventually, hopefully they will. It is what it is, He says, it's not right for the person not willing to learn. Yeah, and it is what it is, right? It's a different use case for each individual. If you don't have a need for any of those other stores, who cares? It's all good, right? If you do, though, then all those others become limited. All right, so let us move on. Is there anything, Everborn Saga, on the Nintendo, and this is the question I want to ask to you and to actually the entire chat. Is there anything from the Nintendo Direct that continued your excitement for this new generation? Anything that you went, okay, because for me, it went from Mario Kart World, which I thought, yes, this is great. I love Mario Kart. I have like the real Mario Kart where you have the cars you drive around the track in our house. Kids love it. We are Mario Kart people. So I've always been a fan of Mario Kart. I don't have an issue with it. But for me, Mario Kart World was not the first like line in the sand of the next generation. I actually think that Donkey Kong Bonanza does a better job of that, and they should have reversed how they released it. I would have liked Donkey Kong Bonanza first and then Mario Kart, but that's just personal preference. Nothing here, and admittedly it's a partner showcase, nothing here made me go, okay, when I'm done with Mario with Donkey Kong Bonanza, this is my next game, right? But again, we expect to see some first party stuff, right? But until we see that, did anything here do anything for you? Are you buying anything? Or is this still like...
I mean, the one game that caught my attention is apparently available every place else. So I'm going to go with no. Monster Hunter Stories.
Oh, Monster Hunter, of course, Monster Stories.
Now, because here's the thing, though. This doesn't lessen my excitement because, right, like there's still some games that I missed. Like, as I said before, my launch game for the Switch 2 was actually Metroid Dread, right? I finished that. It has some enhancements, runs at 60, great. Went from that into Donkey Kong Bonanza. I have not finished Tears of the Kingdom, so I can finish that with the enhancements. And then we have Metroid Prime 4 coming out. So to me, I'm getting my money's worth with the Switch so far, with the Switch 2 so far. But separately, the only thing I was interested in this show, I wouldn't buy it on the Switch. So this Direct didn't do anything for me, but I'm still happy with the Switch 2.
I too, similar feeling. I won't say this is worrying for me. I will say after the next Direct proper where they show you first party stuff, if I don't see stuff that excites me for my next hardware, then I might like be a little more in the camp of a little less than. But right now, yeah, to your point, since this is a partner showcase and most of those partner showcase stuff means that those are games that'll end up on other platforms. This was neither a win or a sadness for me in any way, shape, or form. It is interesting that some of those games are notable and they're coming. So it might give me something to consider, but yeah, for me, still until something changes, still is I'm taking my Switch 2 rather as a first party box, as a game that they release specific box. I will say before we move on from Nintendo, I will say it was notable that there was no real Microsoft presence at this thing. I always pay attention to that now. Since that they're putting their stuff everywhere.
We think there's going to be this big like Microsoft segment and it's not there.
There was not. Yeah. It's like they're focusing more on PlayStation right now than they are on Xbox, which is on Switch rather, which is interesting. Okay. But all right, let us move on. And
there's one other game that I do want to mention.
Metroid Prime 4 is coming.
Yeah. There's one more game I do want to mention. And we do have to talk about the pricing thing before we leave the Nintendo topic. But Adventures of Elliot from Square looks very interesting. It's like a 2D HD, like Octopath, but it's an action RPG, and that's actually very exciting to me. So, but again, is it
everywhere, or is it only on Switch?
I'm doing some research. I'm checking the PlayStation and Xbox channels. I don't see a trailer
we don't see it
on the PlayStation. I don't know if it's exclusive. I have no idea.
Okay.
If it is exclusive, I would buy it on the Switch.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see it announced anywhere else.
It's very unusual. It's very weird. This is the type of art style that either grabs you or doesn't. Like, I love the 3D world juxtaposed to the 2D pixel, but it just doesn't gel together for me. I don't know why. Like, when I see it here like this, it's really cool. Like, it makes the pixels tactile almost. It makes it feel like you could grab them. It makes it feel good. But I don't know. It just doesn't. It's never. I don't know. And it looks great too. It's just never been something for me. Don't know why that is. I can respect it, but I always feels like it takes away from something. I don't know why. Just one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. You either love this style or
you don't. Yeah.
But
like I love the pixels. I love the world. The pixels and the world together is just weird to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, this is interesting though because it is Square Enix, right? And if it is exclusive, that's interesting.
Miko is saying that Elliot isn't exclusive; it's everywhere.
Okay. I guess it's just like marketing. Maybe Nintendo has the marketing because it's not on the PlayStation or Xbox YouTube channel.
They may not be able to like talk about it, but it may just be everywhere. There's probably someplace we can find details.
Well, guess what? Let me go add it to the Steam wish list.
yeah. That's how you should know, right? It should have it being out there if it's not exclusive for any extended period of time, whether they're talking about it or not. There should be a Steam page for it. So there's that.
I do not see a Steam page for it.
Hey,
but it just might not be up yet.
Okay.
So
before we move on, Hollywood Rules $2 super chat. Good morning to two of my favorite graybeards. Good morning to you, good sir. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well.
What's happening?
MJ Dart, $5 super chat. He says, as a PC player, I click PC Store and play game. All this CEG to call yourself a console, LOL. All that tweaking, you could have completed 2 games. Well, there you go. There's that. And then Lucius with a $2 super chat. He says tariffs are making old hardware more expensive, which dovetails right into that next Nintendo topic. So I hear they're increasing prices on hardware, sir. Is that the case? What's the latest in it?
So they are increasing prices on OG Switch hardware. So
I'll be right with you. I'm listening. Keep talking.
Yes. The Switch HD is going from $349 to $399. The Switch proper is going from $299 to $339. And I believe the Switch Lite, the 2, is going from $199 to $229. Now, this is 7-year-old hardware, 8-year-old hardware going up in price. And I got to ask the question. Is this a response to tariffs? And they already know that consumers in this economy are price sensitive, so they don't want to lose. They need to keep momentum for the Switch 2 sales. They've projected, I think, 15 million sales in the first year. And even though they've outperformed their launch window predictions, they have not revised the guidance on how many they think they're going to sell. And so I think basically if you buy an OG Switch now, you're effectively subsidizing the Switch 2.
Isn't that insane, sir?
Is interesting to say.
Isn't that insane, sir? Like, what world do we live in where Switch 1 prices, because we lived in that world where for the first time ever consoles went up in price after they'd been released, which we were just like, what the heck was that? And now at the end of, well, seemingly almost towards the end of the life cycle of the Switch, it is now being made more expensive. Like, how much more expensive could that hardware be? By now that pipeline should be even like more optimized to the point where there's profits everywhere. Like, am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Switch, the OG Switch is going to have higher margins, right? But yeah. I think it's almost like to say, listen, what we want you to buy right now is the Switch 2, right? And if you want to make the mistake of buying the Switch 1, you're going to pay.
It's all new. Right. So it's basically the Game Pass play. You want to play this $80 game or you want to go pay Game Pass? Even they blinked, though. They changed their minds on that one.
So Slow-Mo says they will increase the Switch 2 price once they run out of the current inventory and need to restock retailers. I'm not sure about that. I used to think that.
Yeah, do we have that confirmed, or is that just a hypothesis?
I think it's a hypothesis, but I have a different hypothesis. And that's just because I think in order to avoid that, that's why they increased the prices of the original Switch, because I really think they want to hit their guidance. And if they're like, we may not be that, we're enthusiasts, but there are price sensitive customers, right? And the Switch has already the Switch 2 is already greatly more expensive than the previous generation. And if you raise that more, if that has to go to 500 with no game, that's just less people that are going to buy it. And I don't think if there is a price increase on the Switch 2, I think it'll come after they hit their target of what they told the investors. Or if they feel like they're going to blow past that, then maybe you'll see it. But I think right now, Lucius is correct when he says they're in user acquisition mode. So they're going to take the loss right now to get it into as many hands as possible. And the money that they lose because of the tariffs, they're making it up on the OG Switch, which there's probably millions of those in the channel already. So they can just kind of run through those.
Are we okay?
That's what I think is happening.
Are we okay with them acting this way? Are we okay with this being the modus operandi now?
I don't think it's a matter of being okay with it. I think it's a matter of, like, you know, there's economic things happening right now, and then they're doing what they got to do. Now what is nuts though is it feels punitive to the people that want to buy
a Switch One. Yes.
Yeah. That is what, like, I can still understand somebody getting a Switch Lite right now because, like, but if you're buying a Switch HD for $399, you might as well spend the other $50. And I wonder if that is part of the Machiavellian calculus as well, where they're just like, let's make this so expensive that, like, it doesn't make the Switch 2 look expensive, right?
So I've always wanted.
Oh, sorry. Is there a difference between the Switch OLED and Switch HD?
Oh yeah.
I thought the Switch HD was the Switch OLED.
The SWOLED or the Switch D.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I have my original 2017 Switch. So I don't know.
As do I still. As do I still. Yes. So I had this dream of getting a Switch OLED with a Nitro deck. Have you seen this Nitro deck before?
I have a Nitro deck and it stopped working, so I'm no longer a fan.
Oh no!
Yeah, I had the one that makes it looks like what do you call it?
Yeah, like for those who don't know, Nitro deck, really super cool looking thing. Like I never had the Switch. I never upgraded to the Switch OLED, so I didn't feel like the Nitro deck was worth it for me. But my dream was to eventually buy like a Switch OLED and just like plug it into a Nitro deck and have that be the way I work it. And this for those who don't know is what a Nitro deck looks like, right? And it has like really good controls, and it makes it feel like actually like a proper. And I hated the bezels on the side, so that's why I wanted to get the Switch OLED to make it look that way. And then it basically turns your Switch into a proper, handheld.
Oh yeah. I have a few of those, but the one that makes it like the Steam Deck with the symmetrical sticks at the top.
No, this is the official one. This is I know I have a bunch of different kinds, but this one is like the official.
No, I get that. I'm telling you the one that I got from Nitro Deck that stopped working.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
The one that has the symmetrical sticks at the top. It's like it's kind of clear. It has.
So it's not any of these.
It's not any of those. No.
Offset. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's they had one that they did to make it feel like a Steam Deck. That one stopped. It was the coolest one in my opinion, and it just stopped working.
And it stopped working. I don't think I even saw one. Did you know the name of it? Like Nitro Deck Plus.
MJ Dark recommended it. It's right there. That's it.
Yeah, Nitro Deck Plus.
Scroll up.
Yeah, the Nitro Deck Plus. Nitro Deck Plus. Yeah. That's what it is for the Switch. Interesting. Okay. I never saw these things around. So that's what these are. So this one died on you.
Died completely. No way. Couldn't connect it. Went through all the whatever.
It is like beautiful. Look at this thing. For those who don't know,
no, it's great.
This thing is amazing, bro. Actually. As I love my Switch 2, that is one thing I'm looking forward to, like Nitro Deck reframing what that control, because I still hate the Joy-Cons. I would love something like this for the Switch 2. I would love, proper grips, proper control, proper Joy-Con, like thumbsticks and stuff that you can trust that won't get drifty, you know, this would do that. But now you're telling me it's not working. Well, so I'm a little sad about that. Anyway, but yes, I'm waiting for them to do this on Switch.
Maybe
too.
I just got a dud,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
you know,
this is like I've been waiting for Switch.
Worked
I've been waiting for
3 or 4 months, and then
okay, waiting for it. We'll see.
All
All right, so let's move on. Let's move on because I want to talk to you about. And before we do, let me really talk to the great Infinite Number. He's been a member for 15 months. He says, "Did you guys check out the THQ Nordic showcase, Darksiders 4, re-enamel or whatever the hell they call it, the eternal life of Goldman and Fate Keeper have me hyped." Sir, did you see that?
All I saw was the Darksiders 4 trailer, which
me too.
They didn't show much, but all they had to say was Darksiders 4, and I was in. So
I didn't know people like that story as much. I'm such a stan for that story. I've played all three. I've played like both of them, like back to back to back. The first one and the second one. Like I've been waiting for Darksiders 3. You know, I'm happy that they're finally doing it. Although they didn't really like show you the third horseman.
Show you anything. I don't know what the game.
Well, no, they just had the first horseman speak again. They didn't show you the third one. He just standing there with a gun. You know, like what are we doing? What are you talking about? They should have showed him. You know. Anyway, but yes, we didn't see. I will say did not see all of it. I happened to be working at the time, so I did see the trailer for the teaser, if you will, for Darksiders 3. So I am excited for it, but it does seem like people have been saying that the THQ Nordic showcase was actually proper good, and maybe people should have covered it. I might double back and watch it. But anyway,
I'll check it out. I didn't know that they actually had a showcase. I just saw the trailer for Darksiders that everybody was talking about. So I gotta check out. I think that
was the one more thing. I think that was the last one,
and whatever the other ones were. I'll probably watch it later today.
Yeah. So I think we should talk about this thing, and I'll bring this up in the best way possible. The facetious.
Wait, hold on. Let's ask, because I don't know what's a better topic to end on. So I think I know what you're gonna say. You tell me if I'm wrong. Audience, what should we talk about next? Microsoft earnings or a certain job posting?
So in other words, you want to put people to sleep with earnings talk? Well, no. Everborn Saga keeps earnings talk exciting.
I don't think earnings.
Paris says neither.
Nobody asked you, Paris.
And then he said Xbox is dead. Wow. Okay.
Can we change it from Xbox is dead to Xbox is a zombie?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't be this dead this long and still walking around.
Oh my goodness. He said go buy a PS5. That is hilarious. That's so good. Anyway. So you want to talk earnings. I'm sure you want to talk earnings. You have been animated in our Discord about earnings. Talk to us about
so here's the thing, right? And you shouldn't care about these things, right? And I don't care about these things. But what does bother me is that certain people who are supposed to be respected purveyors of information, they do all of this talk about sustainability and failing and all they do all of that talk, and they say it with their whole entire chest, right? So are we just supposed to let all of that slide from the people who we're supposed to trust to give us other news? Or do we say, hey, wait a minute, you said ABC, but reality is XYZ? Are we just not supposed to say anything and move on? Because if I can't trust you on these wild claims that you're making, why should I trust you on anything else that you said? Oh, here come the dogs. But I'm asking a genuine question about that. Forget about being petty, forget about everything else. My question is, do we not point out how wrong these people were, especially when they were talking with their whole chest? And I'm going to turn the camera off now because these dogs are going crazy. But you answer me that.
No, they're good. They're good. Your dogs are good. Anyway, no, look. Honestly, I've never thought that it was a problem that people prognosticate, right? I never thought that it was a problem that they put it out there how they feel about it and all of this. But to your point, when things happen, when 1 + 1 ends up equaling 2 and you thought it would equal 4, it is also fair game.
Right. These
that
people,
the one at Everborn Saga comes out and says, "Hey, gotcha."
These people made it a news topic about what was sustainable, right? Now, here's the reality, right? We're talking about a $4 trillion company that made all the money in the world and laid a bunch of people off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they're making money on this thing. What I care is what value is it to me? And we don't ask these questions of other companies, right? And the idea that we keep making it a thing, is it sustainable? Is it profitable? Revenue is not operating income. Why do you care, right? You shouldn't care, but you did. And because you did, now you got $5 billion on your neck. So you explain it to me. Right? So this is the point that, like, maybe we shouldn't be speaking so definitively about things. Because listen, in 2020, when this generation started, right, a lot of us had a lot of assumptions and made a lot of assertions, and a lot of us had to eat crow. A lot of us had to recognize that we shouldn't have been speaking in absolutes. And yet, a lot of us are still speaking in absolutes, right? So at the end of the day, this doesn't matter. These numbers are not going to stop them from laying people off. I don't care what is sustainable or not for them. But what I do care about is, how about we stop worrying about their pockets and start worrying about our own? So if you got a deal that you find value in, take advantage of it until it's no longer available. And when it's not, you could just go back to what you was doing before, buying your games.
I don't disagree, sir. I don't.
So
I don't. Yeah.
This is the thing.
Now, what do you say to those who say that all of this, even if the numbers look good for gaming and all this and all that, it just becomes more of a noose around Microsoft's neck, because these are the same people who just were letting people go left and right 5 minutes ago, and now they're posting such amazing numbers?
I mean, the same can be said about everybody, right? So that, and I say that to say that that's always going to be a concern. You can't go back on that, right? Sony's last fiscal year, they made 32 billion. They can't go for this current fiscal year and say we're only going to make 29.
That's right. It becomes the floor, whether you like it or not. That's right.
So what I care about is that I think for the first time in a long time, Xbox is delivering on the promise of content, right? And me personally, because I'm full steam ahead. Like, I'm godfathered in the Game Pass, but because I'm using that big picture mode experience, I'm buying most of these games anyway. So it really doesn't make a difference to me, but it does a lot of people. Like, the service is super valuable, right? And so I just take note of how many articles are written on the doom and gloom side, and how everybody, in the face of facts, tries to downplay or spin it in whatever way, right? Like we can even talk about the charts, right? 6 out of 10 games
Yeah, let's
on the
talk a little bit
PlayStation
about
charts,
that.
right? Number
That's kind of
one
wild.
publisher
Yeah.
on both Xbox and PlayStation, right? Like content and services revenue, right? And this we'll see, because I think we're gonna get Sony's numbers next week. But content and services last quarter for Xbox were higher than last quarter for PlayStation,
which is kind of surprising considering their install base.
Yeah, but it's you got to understand, Xbox is releasing things in Steam and in PlayStation,
On others. Yes.
And
But you see,
Call of Duty's a monster, right?
That's what breaks the whole paradigm of loss leader, right? If you no longer have the loss leader as the factor in your install base, now you can grow your install base without the loss leader being a factor.
Right. And let's also be very clear. Sony last quarter made more money, but that's because they just had so much more hardware sales. But content and services, which is what it seems like Xbox is focusing on, they're the leader right now in that piece of it. So I think this speaks to the idea that the moves they made that a lot of us disagreed with seem to be working, right? So the
putting the games on everything.
Yeah. And again, it's going to be different strokes for different folks, right? And I understand that there are people that, want us to go back to the old days, but I don't know that anyone can make a sound argument that says if they decided to pull everything from everywhere to drive people to play on the Xbox with all this content that they have, that they would have made more money than they make right now. Right? And again,
and that's an interesting argument real quick, because they've all come out. Even the market leader has come out and said that the pie they have, bigger than Xbox's pie, is not big enough. So if Xbox had the whole pie, would it be big enough for them? Probably not.
Right. And again, it's and we're going to talk about this in the next section. I think they're tied together, right? But I do think this is not happening in a vacuum, and I think that people, I think that other people in the industry are seeing this, right? And so the strategy right now appears to be working, and we might say it's at the detriment of the Xbox as a console, but we'll talk about this in the next segment. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying like exclusives don't sell consoles. The question is, how many people could they get to switch to an Xbox in this market when you have so many other substitutes and so many people playing just where they want, with 50+% of playtime being on live service games that are everywhere. Like, how much would it have taken? How long would it have taken? And would investors have been okay with the amount of time it would take to go after customers in, that are not easily won over, right? You're not going to get somebody to walk away from their 30-year PlayStation relationship,
from their libraries.
At this stage, you're just not. You might get them to buy your box for a single exclusive, but if they buy it and then it collects dust until the next time you have something, and they're not buying the other games,
the best you can hope for is someone buying in, not replacing your what they have with yours.
If you've left all that money on the table just to be someone's secondary console, I don't know that makes you more than what they're doing now. And so the question is, right? Like, as the Xbox gamer, what have you lost? Because I'd say Xbox right now is putting out better games at a higher cadence than they have in a long time.
Absolutely.
And again,
yeah,
sure, it's through acquisition, but so what? They're putting the
still
games, it's
getting a
on
bunch
the
of games.
platform,
Yeah.
it's in Game Pass. So what exactly have you lost? Because your series console still works. They've announced they're making something else. They're trying to expand. So if you want to move to PC, they're not stopping you. So what have you lost?
Yeah.
I'd say you've gained more games and more investment in the stuff. And that doesn't mean things don't get canceled, but games get canceled every day. So
to your point of what you have lost and them firing on all cylinders, it's to this day it still boggles my mind that when you're not paying attention, more and more and more and more and more are being dropped into their ecosystem. It is effing wild how much like has dropped into their ecosystem when I wasn't paying attention. Has anyone played Grounded 2? I hear it's doing great numbers. It's
who has time? And by the way, #1 on Steam. And I just think that's the thing. There's so many games just from them.
Yeah.
That it's on
Tony Hawk 3 and 4. I've been trying to play and talk about it. Like this was many weeks ago.
Keep up with what they are doing. And so if you're a gamer who loves games, you're also talking about at a time where they're pulling in so many of the games that skipped the platform before, right? Right? You just had Final Fantasy 16, which hit #4 on their charts. And you missed Wukong, but now that's coming. Final Fantasy 7 is finally coming, right? And so
I know a lot of my graybeard brothers are still right now, like totally locked in on RoboCop, which came out last year and now is really big on Game Pass. People are enjoying the hell out of that. It was a great game. Like lots of games on there.
You're getting Helldivers at the end of the month.
Have you seen Wheel World? I need to talk about Wheel World. I've heard of it, on a bike and you're a ghost bike. I've been playing on the handheld. It's so good, like beautiful and painterly and lots of like. It's just I guess my problem with not problem, but first world problem with this is, do you know that Frag Punk just released officially? Did you hear that? No, there's just too many of them at this point. It's just they're crushing each other. It's just one after another. There's a world where Frag Punk would show up and be like the thing that people talk about all the time. And now Frag Punk is lost in the sauce along with Grounded 2, along with, they also put Farming Simulator 25 in there, right alongside freaking Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And like, there's just so much. So I understand why they're crushing at this point. I do. Yeah. I'm just surprised people don't get that this is where we would go if they did this. That's why I was like, ultimately, it wouldn't really matter. Let them do what they do as long as they give you what they say they'll give you, which I honestly think they're giving you more now than ever.
Again, if your concern is sustainability and if what you actually care about is games, you're getting them now, and you see that these financial results prove that is working, right? The charts prove that it's working, and the games that are coming to the platform, we'll talk about that job posting in a second, also prove that is working. So if you're a gamer and you cared about games, you're winning right now. Right?
True.
If you care about games. Now, if you care about my box is better than yours, then that's a different conversation. But a lot of people,
the thing about claim, those my box is better than yours, they don't want to admit it.
That's what I was getting at. A lot of people that claimed they're just worried about their library and they're just worried about there being something to play on tomorrow, and they're just worried about games. You've been getting more games than ever. They just told you they're prioritizing backwards compatibility. So can we at least acknowledge that fear should you shouldn't be as worried about that now, right?
The great Hargeet Chani, been a member for 18 months. He chimes in and says, though funny enough, Sony is in fact forecasting a lower total revenue for PlayStation this year from last year, down about 2.5 billion.
And here comes the job posting, right? So
and on that note,
has consequences.
Now I picked the snarkiest of headlines for this one because I love it. When you go all in on the biases and the snark, I got to give you some respect. Okay, theirs is, and this is the headline after that had dropped, which is rumor Sony to put more first party PS5 games on Xbox. Would anyone care?
That's the goalpost has certainly been moved. But what I will say is what I find interesting about all this is that history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And this feels eerily familiar, right? You have executives talking about going off platform. Now we'll never mind that when we were at this stage in the Xbox multi-platform saga,
first or best on Xbox.
All it took was one executive, Tim Stewart, to say we want to publish more games in more places.
No, he said it's going to be first or best on Xbox.
Right. Everybody took that as, what do you mean? Everybody took that as full third party right then. Yes. And those same people that interpreted that as full third party, they're like, well, actually, you have to understand, it's a measured approach and it's very different and it's nothing new than what they were doing this entire time. Cut it out.
Sir,
but we'll come
to that. No. I need you to cut it out because I see what you're doing there, bro. Certain people aren't here to defend themselves. I will not allow that slander. Calm yourself, sir. That was inappropriate. You need to apologize.
All right.
Damn, what would you do that for? That's not nice.
By the way, that's not for who you think it was.
Go ahead.
That was for a co-host of who you think it was.
I
already had the conversation yesterday with who you think it was, so we're good. I have not addressed it with the co-host though.
Go ahead.
So, but the point is, right? So now we have executives saying we need to move off platform. Then you have a job posting, which if it didn't list Xbox in the job posting, everyone saying this is totally fine right now would have been like, it didn't say Xbox. They're not talking about Xbox. But you can't run away from the fact that the job posting explicitly says Xbox.
And what's wild to me is people just keep saying that the job posting explicitly says Xbox, but they don't recognize that the job posting speaks to two other individuals that you'd be reporting to whose descriptions also have PC and Xbox in their title. So it's 3 jobs, not just one.
Right. It's a whole division, right? So this is the thing. And then, right, remember history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Now you got the Nate the Hate rumor. Which he's come back and had to kind of step back, right? Because he said expect more PlayStation games to go to Xbox, and would anyone care? And then he had to come back and say, because people took that as him saying whole slate, but he never said whole slate. He says he doesn't have the details, right? He just said more games are coming. And again, this is eerily similar to what happened when he was talking about a Game of the Year contender. And people were saying whole slate, and he was saying he never said that back then. And the point is, he's giving you the information that he has. And if he doesn't know specific details, he can't give you details he doesn't know. All he says is more games are coming, right?
Yep.
But again, this is, sorry, what is Slomo saying? The job posting should be considered what they are doing in its entirety. They are putting more PlayStation games on Xbox. That's a fact. And we can leave it at that. Right?
Yeah.
And that,
how much, the logistics, that's all tomorrow's conversation.
You know what they're going to do? What makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Right? And when it makes sense,
Microsoft is doing what makes sense for them. PlayStation will do what makes sense for them, and it won't necessarily be the same thing, or it may be similar. We don't know yet.
Here's the thing. The PlayStation guys who gave Xbox guys hell when this happened in 2024, you gonna get this work. Right.
What about what Slow-Mo's saying right now? He says the difference between them is that Sony explicitly has defined what they would put on their Xbox. They are timed. Is that clearly defined?
I don't know that that's clearly defined, right?
That's what I was asking.
Marathon
has that been defined?
It has not. They've said words, but they've gone back on those words right away. They told you no single player games, and then they did Lego and what do you call it? And I know a lot of people say, well, Lost Soul Aside doesn't count for PC because it's China Hero Project, but Sony didn't say that. Sony never explicitly said China Hero Project. We're saying that. Sony said our single player games are going to be a measured approach, right? That's after they told you they're not doing any day and date, and then they said, "Don't worry, live services day and date." Like that window keeps moving. But my point is, right? The people talk as though there are not still exclusive games being released on Xbox today, right? So Avowed and South of Midnight or Starfield are not on PlayStation, right? They showed even PlayStation logos at the latest the latest Xbox showcase, and there was no PlayStation logo on Clockwork Revolution.
True, yeah.
And we completely ignored this,
probably because
right? So nobody here's the thing, right? Nobody puts that context on Xbox that there are still exclusives there. But they want all the context down to the letter of the law when it comes to PlayStation. Keeper, another game coming out, not going to Xbox. Right? So this is the thing. With as many games that go, and what difference does it make that understand the goalpost move to timed exclusives, right? Because at first we were at never.
Yes.
Now that it's happening, now we're saying, well, it's different because it's timed. You wasn't saying that before. Don't pretend you always assumed PlayStation games were going to go to the Xbox. Now you move the goalpost to timed exclusive so that you can say that there's a difference. For what? Forza Horizon didn't come day and date to the PlayStation. Starfield, Avowed, none of those things are day and date. Right? And so you have some games that are day and date, but Sony's releasing Marathon day and date. But we can ignore that. Right? So like I don't understand what this need is to ensure everybody knows, hey guys, it's not the same thing. I was right, even though I was wrong about Helldivers, even though I was wrong about games coming to Xbox, even though I said they'd never do it. I'm right now. Listen to me now, because there's a difference. It doesn't matter. You didn't care when old Xbox games went to PlayStation. You call them a third party. Don't pretend you care now. And you got to cut this out. And we see what you're doing. But keep arguing.
Now, are you shadow boxing, or are you dealing with anybody in particular there, Mr. Everborn Saga? It seems like you might be addressing a specific individual, sir.
I mean, right now, Slow-Mo is doing something. So now I'm talking to Slow-Mo. But
and you indoctrinating more Sega fans.
If the shoes don't fit, the strays won't hit.
Nerds and Other Legends says, "Damn, I'm here for the crucifixion."
Okay, Slow-Mo, if I misunderstood you in the chat, I apologize to you, sir, as a man, because I thought you was trying to make this move the goalpost to day and date. So if you're not making that thing, I apologize to you, sir.
I love the boxing, baby. This is what it is.
This is the guy that.
What?
Okay, hey, who do you like better, Sonic or Donkey Kong?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Sonic.
You see?
I like green Sonic.
All right.
See what you did? See what you did? The indoctrination works. Congratulations.
All right. Slow-mo wants a link.
He already has the link. He now will enter the fray, and he will come and defend his position because it is on you. It is on you, sir. I am nowhere in the factor in this equation. I will go get some popcorn. I shall be right back. Anyway, while Slow-mo gets in here, ladies and gentlemen,
We waiting on you, Slow-mo. I'm ready to fight today.
Oh, here we go. He's got time. Thank y'all for being here as usual. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Shout out to the 200 and some odd people watching on the various platforms where we broadcast, where we do it every week, off and on. By the way, Everborn, will we be here next week?
We will be here next week, but the week after that, I will be in the Bahamas. And then the week after that, we'll be at Anime NYC.
So we'll be here next week. And when he says next week, we mean the 9th. But we won't be here on the 16th, which is unfortunate because the 16th will be my last week here because then I'll be in Germany. I will not be here on the 23rd because we will be in Germany, of course. So after next week's show, we probably won't be back until the 30th. We're going to have like maybe 2 weeks off.
But we should be dropping some live videos from somewhere, at least talking to the people.
Okay. Hold on 1 second here. Give me 1 second, Everborn Saga. I shall return. Wifey is pinging me on an emergency situation.
Yes, do that. So Slow-mo, you supposed to have a link. I'm waiting for you to explain yourself, sir.
What's going on?
Okay, you got a hot mic. Be careful. All right. So the other piece of this is all right. Here you are. Let me bring you up, Mr. Slow-mo.
Yo.
What up? All right. Tell me why I was wrong.
What I'm telling you is you like to do a lot of mixing and matching of arguments because things that you said about people and then you specified myself as people saying this or things that I didn't say. At no point since this job announcement or Helldivers 2 coming out have I said this is what they always been doing. Sure. Those words come out of my mouth. So when I'm saying look at the job posting, and then you go into a diatribe about how people keep trying to move the goalposts and saying now this is what they always been doing, that ain't me. So why are you applying that to myself? Is what I would like to know.
What I was referring to you, sir, is you bringing up the difference that they're doing timed exclusives. Now, if I got the context of that wrong.
Okay, no, I brought that up because there are people who would like to, and I said this in the chat, said it very plainly. Look at the job posting in its entirety. Respect the job posting in its entirety. There are people who are looking at portions over it and saying, okay, they're absolutely doing this. You should not question it. And then other aspects of like, oh, well, they did say this at one point they weren't going to do that. So now you're ignoring certain aspects of the job posting. And when I'm saying in the entirety of the job posting, you should give it the same level and degree of what they are going to do and stop trying to pick and choose which aspects of the job posting is important and what's not important. Because people do that based upon what their own personal preferences are and what they would love to see or the amount of slander they want to lay onto other people, which is fine. But don't act like that is somehow like certain aspects of the job posting we can ignore and other aspects we have to take absolutely as is.
What part of the job posting that you think is being left off?
All of it. Okay. You said I didn't let you finish. So like, what aspects
I just want to say one thing
are being?
If I can,
go ahead.
Just one thing. So I thought when you wrote that you were making the argument that I was arguing against. So you may have been making a different point to somebody in the chat. So
no, I
came at you because I thought you was trying to be like, well, it's different because it's timed exclusive. That's really the
No.
point
I'm not.
So I took
the
your thing
games are
out of
coming to
context.
PlayStation. It's this.
I took what you said out of context, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I just wanted to clarify. And look, we've been talking about this stuff for years. We knew about some of these things with Xbox before other people did, and we had these discussions in Discord chats when I said back then when it came to Xbox, it didn't matter if it was coming later or if it's timed. Let any of those games go over to the other platform, and that gives a signal to that community. I don't need to buy an Xbox. Well, the reverse goes for PlayStation as well. Helldivers 2 shows up on Xbox. That tells the Xbox community, I don't need to buy myself a PlayStation because these games are going to come over here at some point. Like these things there is not a way that it's okay for one side, but not okay for the other. So like I've always been on that kind of energy, but I'm just saying that when you look at what they're saying in the job postman, when it says specifically overseeing the out of year mid-range commercial strategy, they're talking specifically about, and it also says lead commercial contribution to PlayStation Studios mid to long range planning. That's not like launch stuff. That's talking like essentially what they do on PC right now. The games show up on PC a year or two later, once they have their sales tail is over on the PlayStation platform. That's all I'm saying. But they're not saying you guys are doing this, but there are people who are like, nah, that don't matter. Stuff coming day and date. And it's just like some stuff is coming day and date, but that's always been the live service stuff, the stuff that comes on PC day and date. Helldivers 2 launched on PC. You know, like there's games that are in that criteria. Concord was like that before it got unlocked. What's the other one that's guaranteed to fail? Marathon's going to be like that. But there isn't. It is. I mean, we got to keep it a buck.
Let me ask you a question. Is Marathon coming out? Or are we going to get an announcement?
It's coming out. Now, what's the other one? Fair Games? I don't know about Fair Games.
Yeah.
Fair Games, I don't know. That we might get a quiet, yeah, we ain't doing that no more. So we're going to just move on. Matter of fact, that studio don't even exist. What's a Haven? That's my home. That's not a studio. Like they might do that at some point, but I think they gotta release a Marathon for Bungie to salvage any part of Bungie's reputation. That they have to release it because that's too big of a acquisition, $3 billion, too big of a studio in general, and you just like that kind of reputation where you're stealing content.
And how do you how do you resolve that problem with design language being stolen? Not even just asset design language.
They got to reskin that whole thing.
Yeah, it's going to look like a different, like visually. Yeah, it's going to look very different visually when they show it again, I think.
Yeah, it has to. Or you have to show the girl whose design language you stole and went, look at our new art director.
That would be wild, Kay. If she went from I'm suing you to now I run the art. That would be crazy.
I don't know how soon you could do that. Like how long would it take to change the entire design language of something? Yeah.
Well, but see, that's why they said they have no timetable for when it's coming back. They said it was delayed indefinitely because they don't know. They don't know how long it's going to take for them to do this. Plus, there was content
in the meantime.
Yeah. And plus, like there was a lot of the people who played it when it was in alpha and the content media that were playing it in the background said that it just wasn't ready. They didn't have enough modes. They didn't have enough maps.
Then it looked like this. Even then, it was plagiarized. It's a thing, bro. It's a thing. Like, how do you solve this problem?
They've shown too much of it. They've done too much for them to just cancel it. When they canceled Factions, all they showed us was like two like concept
frames.
art. Yeah. Like and that was still bad, you know, like they can't cancel that game, unfortunately, even though I think it's like there's too much negativity around it. And when people have decided that your game is done and they think it's not going to be good, there's really, really difficult to overcome that. Like the game would have to be the best extraction shooter ever created. To overcome the hump they're on.
But I mean, from what people tell me, Concord as a game wasn't bad.
It was decent.
But
it was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
it had negative connotations around it. And the question is, like, they went all the way to release and then backtracked after release.
Yeah,
like,
but Marathon's
are
worse.
They going to make the same mistake?
Well, I don't think they'll. I think they may realize now that just unlaunching Concord may have been a mistake. They may not admit that publicly because shareholders will probably be livid considering how much they pay for it. But I think privately, internally, they think that was a mistake. They probably should have stuck it out and maybe retooled some things. As far as gameplay goes, as a hero shooter, and I've dabbled in a few. I like Bleeding Edge, even though I think Bleeding Edge actually is a great example of what was wrong with Concord. Gameplay was good, not perfect, but good for a hero shooter. But characters that people could not relate to, characters that people thought were lame or uncool looking. Female characters that's not sexy enough. I know people hate to hear things like that, but when it comes to hero shooters, why is Marvel Rivals so popular? What happens when you go on Twitter and look at like
high is what you're saying? The camera needed to be a little bit lower.
All you looking at is thighs and booty every time someone brings up Marvel Rivals on Twitter.
Yam physics.
Why was
yam physics?
why was Overwatch so popular?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Discord conversation. I'm coining the term now. I'm gonna make it a thing. This is Gooner approved vernacular, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah,
Gooner approved vernacular.
And look. I said this before it launched. You guys may remember. I said Concord is going to fail for two reasons. They're asking for an upfront price, and them characters are lame.
In a world where there's open world, free to play games, you're asking for a price tag. You have to be special to ask for a price tag where these games like this are open world, are free to play. So that to me was the kiss of death.
Yeah, and I played it and I enjoyed it for the 2 weeks. It was fun to play, but I knew there was a life expectancy on this, and it wasn't very long. It was going to be very short, and a lot of these kind of live service games, like the draw to get people in to try it is the eye candy, whether it be really cool, badass looking male characters or, a sexy female character. It gets people in, and then they find out, Roadhog is like a great tank in Overwatch. But Roadhog's not marketed. They don't market Roadhog on the cover. He looks like a mutant man pig, but he's an awesome character to play in the game once you get to playing the game. So many people, when it came to Concord, was just like, no, that's going to be trash. That's trash, without actually playing the game and knowing for themselves. And to kind of bring it back to Marathon, Marathon's, the negativity around it with them stealing, with really a lot of their thunder being stolen from, what's the other one that was beta at the same time? Arc Raiders stealing a lot of their thunder.
Showed so well, supposedly. Like, so many people are so excited about that. It kind of, to your point, it took the shine off of a lot of what
Slow-mo. I wanna ask you a question, see what you think about this. Right, this is a conversation I've been trying to have this week, where, like, I think the multi-platform thing is something that's a broader trend in the industry. When we look at, we had Capcom moving in that direction, then Sega, like now we're seeing Square moving in that direction. And Xbox bought a bunch of third-party publishers and then started flirting with their own games, and now they're doing what they're doing. PlayStation seems to be, they started with PC and now they're flirting with the idea of other platforms. And so I understand that exclusives do sell consoles. I'm not saying they don't, right? But my position is that the market is so mature that if something like a Spider-Man 2018, or even a Spider-Man 2, because that's a few years old now, right? If next year something like a God of War, a Spider-Man, or a Horizon, these are very old games, we're talking about 2017, 2018 games, goes to the Xbox, I don't think anybody with a PlayStation is getting rid of their PlayStation. And I even think the new buyer that is coming into the store, PlayStation is now transitioned to a lifestyle brand, and it is just what people's friends have, I really don't think it affects the thing because the market is so mature. And I think we saw PlayStation outsell Xbox 2-1 last generation. We're seeing something similar this generation, right? And I honestly feel like if you still with Xbox now, you ain't going nowhere. Right? Like if you didn't drop the platform yet,
isn't that what all the data that Piscatella and a few others have been
yeah. Like Jacob Novak was talking about this.
Those who like it, those who don't. And every year it seems, every generation, it seems to break out in the same demographics.
Yeah,
those who like,
I think Xbox,
PlayStation, and then everyone else. You know,
I think any way to grow your platform is more of a long-term goal than the short-term one. Like you wouldn't see, say, like. There are very few games that any of these platforms could create. You would need to have something that would be like on a Fortnite level of impact when Fortnite turned to Battle Royale in order to really make a very quick transition to people coming to your platform to play a game that's just there. But at this point now, I think there's a lot to say about people are kind of entrenched in where they're at right now. I think what you're really looking to do, instead of trying to convince a PlayStation gamer to transition over to Xbox, because we got the content here that PlayStation doesn't have, you're really looking towards the newer gamers, like our kids. Like my son, my oldest is 15. He's still pretty much like, he's on PC now. And I think he wanted to be on PC because he saw me with my PC. And he was like, he had an Xbox. And he was like, yeah, no, I want that. I want one of those. So I built him a PC. My daughter has an Xbox Series S. But my son also wanted the PlayStation at one point, and he's every now and then, because his friends talk about PlayStation, he keeps saying, hey, I want to get a PlayStation. I'm like, all right, I might get you a digital PS5 at some point. But it's the newer gamers, the younger generation that's coming in, and once they start to get their own financial independence, that is the play for all these platforms. Because we're right, people are entrenched. Us graybeards are pretty much entrenched in how we want to play, where we want to play, and we don't really care. And a lot of younger gamers also don't care about the platform either. They look at Roblox as a platform, even though it's everywhere. They look at Fortnite as a platform. And it makes a lot of sense. When you go in there, there's like 1,000 games to play. Go ahead.
That's how they start, right? They look at exactly your point. That tends to be their first games, and that's how they start with gaming. So then the question becomes, why isn't every game like this? And the games that aren't like this become games they don't care about. That's why we're losing. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I think it really kind of comes to how can you create something that speaks to that generation, because that generation is the future. In 2030, there's less of us still gaming due to health reasons, financial reasons, interest waning, things like that. And there's more of them coming into their financial independence and being the major players. We see it like PlayStation has admitted this in June when they did their financial earnings call, and they showed the slide that said that for the past 3 years, on average, 52% of all the revenue generated off of PSN comes from 12 games. All of them are live service. None of them are a game that PlayStation makes. So when you look at them saying, "Oh, we're going all in on live service," yes, we tried 12 games, which was a bad strategy, and we canceled 9 of them. But we're gonna continue to keep doing that because the games that their studios are designed to traditionally make is in that 47%. And they're not even the mass bulk of that revenue wise. They want one of those games so that they're not generating 30% off those games. They're generating 100%. Right.
So you said something before where it's like some of these major gas games are their own platform, right? Now they are everywhere, but like Roblox, I just looked it up.
So many games, like
380 million monthly active users.
Oh yeah,
right?
It's ridiculous.
So you could put Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, combine them, and you still have more people playing Roblox every month.
Yeah,
absolutely.
right.
Yes.
And
when
then
Roblox showed up to
Roblox
on PlayStation,
there you go.
When it showed up on PlayStation, it immediately jumped into the top 5 most played games. It has never left as soon as it launched on PlayStation.
Right,
It's crazy what Roblox has.
And so when we hear the Matt Piscatellas of the world and things like that say that like over 50% of the playtime is in, you know, these 10 games or whatever, 10 or 12 games, right? The Fortnites, the Roblox, the Minecrafts, the whatevers, right? That is the biggest thing that you have to contend with. So like if you're releasing a new game that's not a service game, and now we had that like sort of post-COVID build up and now release pause of all of these games making competition so
build up and release, huh?
Yeah, I said pause. I said pause properly, right? And see, now the next thing I was gonna say that you have the stiff competition, but pause again. But what I'm saying is there's so many games to contend with right now. If you are not the cream of the crop, it is very difficult to get money. And it's happening at a time when budgets are skyrocketing. Right.
Yeah.
So playtime's going down. And then, you know, obviously Sean Layden and a lot of other people talked about this. On top of those service games, time is the biggest thing you're competing against because now everybody's getting TikTok brain. Right. And again, there's a lot more money in gaming, but the money is going to a smaller number of people and the attention is going to a smaller group of games. And so there are still people, there are absolutely tens of millions of people that are still interested in the traditional core gaming kind of thing. But if they're not on your platform, you're going to spend a lot of time and a lot of money to try to pull them to your platform versus going to meet them where they are when it makes sense for you. So sometimes it makes sense to do day and date. Sometimes it makes sense to get them later, right? But I think that trend is what we're talking about. That's why I always get so frustrated when you see a million articles on whether Game Pass is profitable or going to destroy the industry, and how many articles are talking about what these, you know, 10 or 12 live service games that are taking up all the playtime and making it so difficult for new games to get noticed. Why are we on a service that has 30 or 40 million users? That's the biggest point of conversation. And I'm not even talking about the timeline. Console Warrior is going console war. But the media, right?
I want to highlight JD Gamer's question because I think this is a very good one for
you can't. I'll shout out to Game Logic. When you talk about MAU, you still gotta also add ARPU to that. So what's the you might have the monthly active
What
users.
is ARPU? That sounds like my dog's my dog's
no. It's average revenue per user.
Average revenue. So how much money they generate per person?
I'm messing around. I knew. I just wanted to make a joke. I also just real quick because before I had a thought and I didn't. I know we're kind of transitioning away from it. But I wanted to. When I talk about like these games being platforms themselves, we have seen Fortnite actually have live concerts that have nothing to do with gaming, just music concerts where people show up and just with their character or whichever skin they want to use, and they're standing there watching a musical performer perform. We've got the CEO of Roblox, which I went off on for saying this week, talking about in the future turning Roblox into having like a dating aspect to it, which really kind of ticked me off considering there's a massive issue
all over again.
But no, there's a huge issue of sexual predators on the Roblox platform, and they have the majority of Roblox players are well under the age of like 16.
Kids.
So
the reason I don't want my child to play Roblox, that exact reason. Yes,
I actually had my daughter used to play Roblox, and when this situation happened, it was done. She was playing like this Barbie.
Your situation is the reason my child has asked me multiple times to play Roblox. Roblox? And I say no. I have not
Yeah,
let her do that.
This is fair warning to anyone with kids. Like, do not let your kids play Roblox. It is not a safe platform at this time, due to whatever security measures they've tried to put in place. Predators are getting around it. Essentially, my daughter, who was 8 at the time, and I locked her Roblox account down. I made it all the child proofing that you could do that they provide. People couldn't message her. She couldn't see games that are mature games. Basically, anything I could to make sure that she was safe. She's playing a Barbie game. Implemented in the Barbie game is a cell phone. They give her a Barbie car, a Barbie house. They give her a Barbie cell phone. This Barbie cell phone allows other players to message each other within the game, circumventing the child proofing that Roblox did all on its own. And my daughter came to me because some man was asking if she could be if she could be his girlfriend. Grown man. So like these are things that like, yeah, I was livid, man. And I reported that guy to Roblox. I don't know what happened, but they have a very hard issue working around that. And that's for them to figure out in the future, of course. But like the fact that they are so big now that they're looking outside of just traditional gaming to like create, like they're going to probably create a shopping section like Amazon. You know, now they got dating stuff, which is just like ridiculous to me that they would think about doing that with the issues that they have. But
who's the average age of the game? Like, who's the average age of what's the average age of the gamer on Roblox? I thought it'd be.
I have to look it back
like
up again.
Teenager or less.
It's super young.
So dating apps, like y'all are just wild. I don't know,
it is the pursuit of money over everything, and forget ethics, forget like, well, you know, why would you create a dating aspect to a platform where the average age, I just looked it up, it's between 9 and 12. 9 and 12 years old.
We're talking Honkai Star Rail. We're talking about games that have adult gamers playing these games, and they're there for the purposes of certain. All fair, right? It's like having a dating game in Minecraft. That's wild.
It's just,
you know what? And this is why earlier
58% are under 16.
This is why earlier I was saying, like, jokes aside or whatever, like, I think Nintendo said the right thing about Mario and Peach, right? Kids shouldn't even be introduced to that concept or whatever, right? You putting these games in your 4-year-old's hands. Why do you need to know if Mario and Peach are dating, right? Like, kids, like, let parents have that conversation with their kids when they're ready. Don't introduce that to anyway. We're gonna go.
I agree.
A tangent or whatever. But just to bring us back to what we're saying, I think that I am of the belief.
I'm just gonna do this real quick. Man,
I love that video so much.
My favorite video ever, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm of the belief that while exclusives do still matter, their draw is waning in the current market, and they can be effective as timed exclusives if you're the platform holder now, and releasing games later, even on your competitors' platform, will not hurt as much as it once would have. And I don't think that, I think regardless of the emotions that some of us have attached to it, I think that the numbers will show that, you know, PlayStation putting games on Xbox, I don't think it's going to change that 2-to-1 ratio that they have in the market.
No, but right? I do think it's not. I don't think it's increasing it. Like I don't think they go to 3-to-1 with them doing that. The same way I kind of felt like, well, I mean, I think it's been somewhat justified with when Xbox started doing it, and a lot of us said that Xbox hardware will bottom out. It pretty much has. I mean, like they don't really produce as many units they have inventory to put towards retailers as they used to, and we saw with the last fiscal year, was it like 22% down year over year. I think the hardware it's not growing. The people who are there aren't going to go say, I'm going to play primary on PlayStation now, but it's not really,
You
it's
have
not
some
growing
lunatics that do that, but that's a conversation for it. but Slomo, I do want to add one caveat to what you're saying, right?
Shots. Go ahead.
So there's two things, right? Last quarter, the PlayStation was down 30%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And except for Q4, when they had the 30th anniversary and the PS5 Pro launch, every quarter last calendar year was down except for Q4 calendar.
Year over year,
right?
Compared to 2023 or wait, 2024. Yeah, okay, go.
It's systematically going down year on year.
Yeah. But what I think is going on is that at this stage in the life cycle, these consoles should have been half the price that they are right now.
Yeah, I agree. I was about to say that. Yeah, they're too expensive for where they are. Yeah,
right. So
you got 5-6-year-old hardware that was somewhat outdated when it came out, and now it's more expensive than it was at launch in 2020.
You have people who've historically known the cycle. Well, we'll wait until we get to the second round, and then we'll buy the slim or we'll buy the second class because they've seen it happen over and over. And now they're thrown for a loop because towards the end of the generation and things are going up instead of down. It's throwing everything out of whack.
Right. And so to that end, I think that's another reason why you're seeing PlayStation consider these things and Xbox just being the position that they were in the market. Like they can't lower the price because of whatever market forces to kind of entice more people to come in. And I wonder if that is more of a factor of what we're seeing with Xbox hardware being what it is and PlayStation having to look elsewhere outside of the console at this stage in the life cycle of the generation, right? So I'm just saying there's all these other things happening right now, and I think that is why you're seeing major publishers being more reluctant to sign exclusivity deals. You're seeing Xbox doing what they do. You're seeing PlayStation dip the toe, and Nintendo's Nintendo, so they're just they're gonna
Nintendo.
Nintendo. But my point is, I think there's so many different forces happening in the market right now, especially and again, we had all of this growth and all of this investment in the COVID years. And now we're seeing, and they just invested like the number was going to keep going up, right? And now you have less people spending less money than you did during the COVID years. So now that's not to say that the overall number is not going up because they are increasing prices on things. But I think that's also playing into why these decisions are being made. So we can oversimplify it and say they bent the knee. Shout out to John Wolfe, right? But I don't think that does justice to what
the logistics on the ground,
the larger trends that are going on. And I think we should be speaking more about why these things are happening as opposed to doing what I was saying.
There's a lot of factors that go into play.
Isn't the slander that you were talking about the fact that we can never have that conversation until the other guy also jumps in the fray? We can't have this conversation until PlayStation starts.
We will not be able. This is another thing. I don't think we'll actually be able to have this conversation until PlayStation rips the Band-Aid off.
Releases the
and
game
then we'll start
properly
talking about why they did it. But until then, we'll just be in denial that they're never going to do it. And everything I'm saying is just cope.
It's just a job. They'll eventually let that person go. It's fine.
To your point, Everborn, you know how we'll see something that I'll use this other example, like Jordans, for example. And we all grew up Jordans were the first shoe that really was just wait, it costs that much, and people were like, yo, some people were like, yo, that's too much. That's too rich for my blood. I'm not spending $200 on a shoe. But then there were others that was just well, I gotta have it, And so I think the popularity of a product can get some people to make the decision to spend more than what they think is actually worth. They won't admit it's not worth that, but they spend it nonetheless. Like I recently went to last weekend, hung out with some friends. We went to a 90s hip hop party. So I'm showing up. I'm wearing.
Y'all went to bed at 9.
I'm dressed like LL Cool J, right? And I'm showing up, and I got.
I was thinking you more as a kid from Kid and Play thing, but anyway.
Oh wow, I'm not that light skinned, but so but I bought some Jordans to wear. I wanted to buy some foam posits, and I looked at the foam posit price, and I said, yeah, I ain't doing that today. So I went and got some Jordans instead that were 120. Them foam pods was like 235. I was like, I ain't doing that. But like, there's some people that's just like, nah, I don't care. I'm gonna get it. And so when it comes to like popularity of certain things, I think that if Atari decided to come back out with a console and they wanted to price it like at $300, I think people would be like, sorry, I'm not spending that for you're a dead brand as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. But it really depends on the popularity of the product. And PlayStation, as we've already admitted before, it's got that zeitgeist. It's a lifestyle product to have at this point. That's why I think that there's some differences in when things are way too expensive, which I think all the consoles are too expensive for what they are at this point in time in the generation, where Xbox being less popular, too expensive, the pricing goes way low, like the sales go way lower than the way it is for PlayStation, where it's too expensive, but it's still a PlayStation. And so there are people who are still going to get it because, hey, my friends got PlayStation, my kids are begging for a PlayStation, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, but what you're speaking to is why I think them releasing even the tentpole games, obviously later on an Xbox is not really going to matter because they have the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Right. So this is why I don't know why people are spending so much energy about what they would never do. Think, like this generation should teach us never say never to anything, because where I thought things were going to go in 2020 versus where we are today.
Change every 6 months, man.
Things change all the time, B.
Every 6 months, it's a new something that they weren't going to do, but now they doing.
and to your point about where we thought we would be, I actually think it was a strategic move on Microsoft's part to be like, they want the zeitgeist, let them have it, and in so giving them the zeitgeist, it turns the page so we're no longer competing on even footing, so we can get stuff from them. Because if they were on the back and forth like this would have never happened. So Microsoft took those arrows first, knowing that it would open the door to them potentially also doing the same.
I was saying this to you the other day. That's an interesting point, right? Because a lot of people have said, well, Xbox is their number one competitor. But like, can you really be somebody's number one competitor when you're also their largest partner? 6 out of 10.
This is why we keep saying this is how they turn. They're turning their competitors to partners. They're opening the door and letting them live. Here, we'll even help you live. Right. So then later on, when we come to you for something, you won't look at us like competitors anymore. We'll be your partner because we helped you live.
Yeah, I think listen. Where I'll give you some flowers on what you're saying, Kay, and I want to know what you think about this, Slow-Mo. Had Xbox not ran up that hill and taken all those arrows, there's no chance PlayStation would have been even considering putting these things on the other platform.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So basically, you're the first one to do it. People don't understand it. You're gonna take,
but you have the bandwidth. You have the money. You have all the capacity to take all the arrows.
Wait, hold on. Okay, can we call this courage?
Yes, actually.
For my Apple fans out there.
Courage. That's right. Yes. Right? You have all the capability to take the arrows because you know that later down the line, when you take those arrows, you've now paved the path that your competitor will soon walk.
And speaking of Apple, right? Another shout out to Game Logic, right? In the Discord, he was talking about this. When I was lamenting that nobody even wants to try to understand this stuff until their favorite platform does it. He said, and I think he's on point with this one. He said it's the same thing that you could have an Android feature that could be there for years.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Apple does it, people act like it's the first time it happened. And now they understand.
You know what it is? Because they never even knew it existed. Well, I think a lot of that is Apple. And look, I have an iPhone, so don't get mad at me, iPhone users. But y'all so ignorant of the things that go on in technology. Y'all don't even know what's new or not. Apple goes, look at this. It's Face ID. You just look at your phone. It unlocks your phone. Oh my God. Yo, they had that way back in like 2013, bro. Like,
but this is the thing. When it's not, when you're not the zeitgeist, it's almost like it doesn't matter, except for the enthusiasts who know better, right? So I think that's what we're seeing, to where people will think like the whole multi-platform move is the worst thing in the world or the dumbest thing in the world, until the brand that they understand and follow does it. Then there'll be a need to actually dive deeper.
Well, Everborn, it's just my opinion.
No.
Cut it out.
No.
Cut it out.
No. There's none of that.
Hold on, wait, hold on. I'm just gonna move right on, and I'm gonna say, to this point, Wade Johnson 1 says Phil Spencer literally said Phil wasn't their competition. He did say that, but what did PlayStation say?
Yeah, he said no.
They said the exact opposite. So,
hey, I just wanted to share my opinion. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on, guys.
Moving swiftly along.
Go ahead.
So I mean, I think we covered all the main points. Unless somebody else has some any dissertations about multi-platform or Microsoft's earnings or whatever. I think I'll just say like this real quick, and then we can move on. I think I give it 3 years from now, there's going to be a new live service game that's going to come out that's going to take the entire industry by storm. I think we're kind of due now for like a new thing that the current live service games aren't doing. I see a lot of people who are big onto Roblox, Minecraft, Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, and they're enjoying their experience, but they're getting a little, it feels a little stale, even though it's what they've been enjoying for such a long time. And I think that there's something new. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of game it is or who's going to make it, but there's something, I think in another 3 years or so, there's going to be something else that's going to come in. It's got to be live service. It's got to have kind of that platform feel, because that's what the majority of the industry is going for. But it's going to completely take the industry by storm. And I'm pretty sure like both Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo will wish it's them that will create it, but it probably will be coming from like some other publisher.
Let's not get it twisted, by the way. This coming from the man Slow-Mo Backslap, he's about those games. If you're not following Slow-Mo, you should be. He's always playing one or another live service shooter and the like. So that is good prognostication coming from you. I think you're probably on this.
I have a question to that end. Is it possible, because I see a lot of hype around it right now, is this finally the year that Battlefield takes on Call of Duty, or are we going to end up in the same situation where Call of Duty outsells
if there's ever been a year,
we need
this
two
is
things.
The year.
Go ahead.
It's got the Microsoft Stankonia on it. I mean, come on, this is the year.
Look, we got a couple things here. We got Vince Impella, who's heading things up. Vince is a G. MVP, he is the Yoda of this thing, right? So he's taking on Battlefield. There's a lot of discontent from Call of Duty players right now. They're a little upset with the way things are going. They're tired of seeing like the Simpsons being in the game. They're tired of seeing a lot of the issues that they find important.
I heard Beavis and Butthead was the straw.
Yeah, like Beavis and Butthead. Who cares about Beavis and Butthead? What are we doing, right? So there's a lot of that going on right now.
The camo was broken when Nicki Minaj got put in it, but anyway, just
me too. That was
me. It has gotten worse from there. Like it's in. I haven't played. I may have played like twice since April. And I used to be on it like, 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm kind of slow things down. I think getting a shooter that is like based and grounded in kind of like that military realistic feel and not doing that kind of off the wall stuff where you're kind of like breaking the fourth wall and bringing in popular IP characters, bringing in rappers and stuff. I think that is there's a need for that now from a lot of gamers, but something that I hope they focus on is that making it a good Battlefield game. Like, don't try to
the chaos of Battlefield
player. Yeah, you need
Battlefield moments.
Different. Yeah, you need it to play and feel different than Call of Duty because it's a different IP, and you need that Call of Duty community. Battlefield community to feel like this has really arrived. Because a lot of the Battlefield releases in the most recent ones have been broken at launch. 2042 didn't even have a scoreboard at launch. There was netcode issues. There was hit detection issues. If they can make sure all that stuff is not present at launch, they got it. They're going to have a great launch and a great time, and the game's going to do really well. It's just making sure all that stuff is in there. And I think having Vince in charge leads us to kind of feel like that might actually happen. So
he is the G.
As far as the kind of game that would like take the industry by storm, I don't think Battlefield's it. I think Battlefield is just trying to make sure that they're successful.
but now 2 things can be true. They can be wildly successful, but can they be wildly successful and outsell COD?
I don't know about that. It's just right now.
They'll ever outsell COD, honestly.
To what Slow-Mo was describing,
they don't need to. Also, I'm not saying they need to. I'm just asking the question of
this is the closest they've been able to come to taking a piece out of the juggernaut that is COD, right? Because of everything they've described. But to Slow-Mo's point, it seems like they should have possibly reestablished Battlefield as a franchise like on even footing before this time around, because now they could take that piece out of them. It looks like they're not ready yet. They just need to establish themselves a little bit.
Games makes an excellent point. Why are you doing Beavis and Butthead when you got Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, Joanna Dark, who you ain't doing nothing with now?
Doom guy, you have all of these IP that would actually fit better than Beavis and freaking Butthead, but you won't put them on there. I give them so much smoke for this all the time because it's so annoying to me. Why is Master Chief not in there?
And I'm sorry, more people know Master Chief than they know Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, at this point, absolutely. Beavis and Butthead is so 1993 MTV. Some of these kids playing COD right now weren't even alive when Beavis and Butthead was popular.
The Beavis and Butthead of it all, like I know people who would like that, and the Nicki Minaj and Snoop and all that. That's all fine and dandy, but it feels like that's the well you tap into when you've already finished tapping into the regular wells. And they haven't done that, right?
Yep.
Like they should be tapping into the wells that are making sense to them now and leaving the Beavis and Buttheads in them as the last ditch effort when you've already saturated the market with all the things people want. And it looks like that's not what they're doing here, which is
it's so off the rails now. Like a couple years ago, they put Lara Croft in the game, and I thought, okay, that's cool because Lara she shoots guns.
The character model wasn't great though.
The character model was not good at all. Like the face, I'm like, I don't know who that is, but like you knew it was Lara Croft because she had the Lara Croft beater on with the shorts and the dual pistols, so you knew it was her. But it was just like, all right, I'm just going to ignore that the face is not like anywhere close, but it was still like there. And then they had Paul Atreides from Dune in there in the last game. So every now and then they get that's a good one. But it's just like, bro, you own all this good IP that you could just do. Come on, man. You could have the entire Delta Squad from Gears in there. You could do that.
Yeah. You could have a whole squad of ODSTs fighting against like another squad.
Yeah.
Like you could do that.
Hey, Gears we're getting a remaster in what, a month? Right now, they should be hyping it up. They should be putting marketing out there and then slowly putting them in there. I know they won't. I just know they won't. It's just like it's so brain dead, man. It's just like they have no finger on the pulse of what.
Do you know what I think the problem is here with this specific? And we've had this conversation on the Discord. Shout out another cheap plug during the Discord. We talk about this all the time. Do you know I think what the problem is here with this specifically? There needs to be someone within the ranks, higher in the ranks, that has the ability to make some changes within Microsoft. And by Microsoft, I mean like proper to where they can stitch ABK together with all the various, because right now those runways don't exist and nobody has the vision to get them done. This all will eventually become a non-issue, eventually. But today you're losing so much money. You're leaving so much money on the table. There needs to be someone in the ranks that has hype.
That's like, so there's someone that's below like Sarah and Booty, but above the studios. It's high enough to be able to kind of make those moves happen. But they got their finger on the pulse of the gaming community to be like,
with vision.
Y'all don't get it. And y'all,
yes.
Yeah, you're too in the weeds to understand what needs to happen here. I agree with you.
I would like to recommend that they give that job, who has finger on the pulse of what the community is thinking, that it should go to the Clockwork Revolution team.
Oh yeah, their Twitter account is amazing.
They just put them in charge of like knowing what the community wants, knowing what you could do. They are fantastic.
They know how to talk to people. That's right.
I don't want to take nobody's job, but like fire whoever's there right now and put them in charge of the whole social media outreach.
Yeah, they're experts.
Well, they absolutely need like that. They should be using the NXL Twitter account as the example.
Do a lot.
Like they need, in a meeting where they talk about social media, they should just pull up on the screen. So here's NXL. Everyone look.
And here's everybody else. That's right.
Look at what they're doing.
Yeah.
It takes some effort, but look, it works. So like all you guys like try to emulate this. Don't copy it, but try to emulate it, right? And I think that
what, Slow-Mo?
Go a long way.
Talking a bit more about this, I would say in the world of the past world, right? In the world we don't live anymore, this would have been ripe for somebody like Major Nelson, who works within the ranks, right?
They never should have got rid of Major Nelson.
Oh, bro. So say we all, right? Has the ranks of being able to move and shake things, is not at the upper echelons, but is high enough within the ranks to be able to talk to ABK, to be able to talk to Xbox Game Studios proper and say, hey, man, stitch A and B together. Right now, there is no runway for this.
Yeah, like ask the right questions. Go to Activision. Go. Let's say we talk about Master Chief. Let's get on a conference call with the studio head Pierre of Halo Studios and someone at Activision, whoever is the studio director. I mean the game director for the next Call of Duty for Black Ops 7. Just get on a call and be like, what do we need to do to get Chief in the game for a while? Let's say 3 or 4 weeks. We make a big deal about it. You can get the skin to kind of like. Does it need to be 90 days after a certain period after the game comes out? So we can kind of like, does it need to be in the second season? You tell us what you need to do,
bro.
And then Halo Studios, you tell us what needs to happen to make it happen. You know, like, come on, like let's get this
all
going.
The Microsoft IPs. They could have their own Fortnite-esque like multiverse universe with all their in that world.
Honestly, if I don't know how people would feel about this. But I know they would like it. But I at least hope those conversations are happening with Sony for Helldivers, right? Like, talk to Coalition, talk to Halo Studios, and say what kind of
proper Helldivers integration.
Yeah,
that'd be so cool. Yes.
Because honestly, like that's exactly. I really kind of feel like Arrowhead got the entire idea of dropping in on pods from the ODSTs in Halo. Like, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Now that it's showing up on Xbox, I wouldn't surprise me because Sony seems to have like be better at those kind of things than Microsoft is. You even look at like Astrobot and all the different characters they put into Astrobot. It seems like they kind of get it a little bit better than Microsoft does. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they even make the suggestion at some point. Hey, let's get the ODSTs in here. Let's get the hell jumpers in here. Let's do it. And then Microsoft will be like, wait, what? What are hell jumpers? Like they have to be reminded of what their IP is.
I wonder if two things I'll say is, on the one hand, I wonder if this is just like what we talked about with Call of Duty and the different opportunities they have. If this is teething issues because they're not like fully integrated as one cohesive unit, and the different publishers that they acquired are still kind of
this is my point.
Semi-autonomous.
Right? Eventually, this will be solved, but you need someone with a vision to supersede all that in the short term to stop them losing the money.
And I don't like a lot of people. Like, if you've ever lived through an acquisition at work, there's a lot of times where you're still using systems that don't make sense to use in the broader context because it's what you've always been using. And these things take many, many years for even smaller mergers that go on.
To synchronize.
To integrate everything takes a very long time. So that's
very long time. Yes.
Thing two, what I wonder is, in terms of the Helldivers thing and Halo Studios, I wonder if they want the next thing that anything Halo shows up in to be what they're doing, so they can kind of tightly control it. Because like Master Chief should have been in secret level, right? But and we talked about why that was a bad decision. They said no,
so
but to be fair, right?
We don't know where they're going. And we don't know.
I argued this at the time, Slomo, and you and I had a back and forth about this. I think they were so gun shy from how bad the Paramount show went that they didn't want to greenlight anything because they didn't know how it was going to turn out. And I wonder if it's still in that phase.
And I think what I'll say today, what I said back then, you can't, when it comes to being creative and creating art and entertainment, you can't be afraid to take chances. When you become too safe, everything you do is just bland and by the numbers. And being afraid after the TV show, which I ain't gonna get into it, but like after the TV show to do anything, like it's just like, bro, like this is a crossover with Master Chief and Doom Guy, like mind explode kind of like content happens here. It could have been nothing but Doom music playing in the background while Chief and Doom Guy are back to back shooting Covenant and demons, and people would have been like, it's the best thing in
they couldn't have them fight each other because then you'd have to show Chief losing.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't want that.
It's kind of like how in comic books when they do crossovers and they have like two characters fight, but they kind of make it a draw, even though it doesn't really like one character clearly should beat the other one, but they don't want to disrespect
Marvel crossover. And they was like, yeah, Batman beat the Hulk. I'm like, okay, cut it out.
You're right. Just stop it.
So I think we should close this whole conversation out. One little tinfoil that I'll bring up. We don't have to go because we're running a little late. All I will say, and I will welcome pushback in the Discord. We weren't there, but we are close now to a world where, being that Microsoft still owns exclusive publishing rights based on the recording reading that I'm doing, they own exclusive publishing rights for all DLC and up to 2 sequels. They do. And the others own the IP. We now live closer in a world where Sunset Overdrive 2 could be a possibility. I'm just saying.
That needs to happen. And I need Drew Murray to direct it like he did the previous game. And that needs to happen. Let's make it happen.
Honestly,
it wouldn't happen before, but now they're competitors. The competitors are partners now. One owns the exclusive publishing rights, the other one owns the IP. Now I'm just saying.
And another reason why I think all of that stuff is happening is because remember, there is a new guard at Sony, right? The old guard that is for the traditional stuff. The only one left is Herman Holtz, and with the string of situations that he's gotten them into. Let's just say he didn't get chosen.
Say less on that one.
But anyway,
he didn't get the soul rose. His rose got cut in half.
So I think it's entirely plausible to consider that the new regime may not be as allergic to an idea like that. And that's why you're seeing something like a Helldivers and a what you call it. Yeah. It's not like all those guys. Shuhei's gone. Sean Layden's gone. Jim Dance Moves is gone. So the people that would have pushed back against stuff like that, they're not the ones running the show at this time.
Yep. Now it's about the new regime and how they feel about it.
To be gone, as far as I'm concerned. Herman better be showing up to his office and working with a bare walls and a box in the corner, just waiting for the day they come in and say,
"No," because think about it. If Fair Games doesn't come out and then Marathon like can't turn itself around, under Herman's anyway. The point
it's a wrap for Herman.
So when we talk
last statement
from update your LinkedIn, Herman. Just go ahead and do it now.
Yeah, this last thing I'll say, Kay. When we talk about historically what Sony has done, those executives that historically would have done those things are not there today.
Yep.
So we don't know what the current SLT will do, but
yeah.
So I think we'll leave JD Gamer have the last word here on this conversation. $5 super chat, great JD Gamer. He says so many possibilities with all of these Xbox IPs: Halo, Crash, Spyro, Killer Instinct, Gears, Forza. I need a kart racer, a Smash Fighter, or a pop-up in COD. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that is where we are keeping our smoke right now. Like, I think maybe we should try positive energy here, right? Let us all will the likes of Sunset Overdrive 2 into existence, because that and this should stand. We should live in a world where their IP should interoperate, and we should all benefit from that. It's low-hanging fruit, and they've made a shit ton of money.
It really is. It really is.
Honestly, though, I do think that as long as it's not a one-way street, more games going to more platforms is a good thing. If it's a one-way street, then you have a raw deal if you're the only platform that's doing that.
That's right.
Because it means you're missing games and whatever.
And you're giving games away.
If you know that eventually these other things will come to your platform, then there's other stuff to play. You wait while it gets there, and you just play where you feel the most comfortable. And I think that's a great thing for the gamer if that is the case. But the way go back to the beginning of 2024, if you're an Xbox guy, for a lot of people, it felt like a raw deal. And I think it's an easier pill to swallow with this new information.
So basically, in the most flowery of language, you're saying because PlayStation's doing it now, we can have adult conversations. Okay, thank you.
Yes, and final thing on that topic is, I still kind of like when they were at each other's throat because they were fighting for our attention. They had to do things to win our attention. If they're gonna be so like, fine, you want to put the games everywhere, but I still need you guys to compete and fight for my dollar. Because if not, then you're just like a cartel, right? And I don't know if that's great for us.
No, you're not wrong.
Because then you start getting, PSN just went up in price. So now that Game Pass has gone up in price a month later. Then you just get
they all match each other all the time.
Collusion is what they call it.
I want the price to go down, not up.
So I do think I hope that they're still fighting in other ways. But if the game's got to go to more places and it's a two-way street, I do think that's good for gamers. So
yeah, I agree. Gentlemen, I think that's it, man. I think we put it to rest. And of course, Shout out to the great Slow-Mo Backslap for joining us. It always happens.
Yeah, Slow-Mo. Let me say it again. I thought you was talking some dumb stuff, but you wasn't talking some dumb stuff. So I apologize.
Not ever talking
yes, you do, but you wasn't today. Today you was smart.
Wow.
You were today. Hold on. You'll notice the book readers will understand this. Today you were like Caravangian. This was one of your smart
word. Really? So I have some days where I can't even get out of bed, huh? I'm just standing on the edge of the bed, drooling. This is
book reader talk, people. if you know, you know.
The disrespect.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't hit him with the Canadian price changes because he caught that first.
Oh no, that's a Discord conversation. We'll keep that for the Discord because I got some smoke for you on that.
Conversation. Hey buddy.
With his flappy heads, that's a whole different conversation. Backslap, man. Thank you for being here, bro.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem. I had to come in. Explain things, clear the air, because Everborn gets Sonic brain every now and then. He just I don't understand, but it had to get cleared up,
But see, unlike all of the people that I'm yelling at, Everborn knows how to admit when he's wrong. So I'm just saying.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that. Yeah. We'll give you that.
I'll say this in case
it's like climbing mini Everest, but
he will admit he's wrong. He won't give up his knees though.
No.
That's a different argument. I never made that claim.
Again, join the Discord. Anyway, the great Everborn Saga, sir. Thank you as usual for being here. Tell the people where they can keep up with your ongoings and all that other wonderful stuff that you do on these here internets.
Was that for me or Slow-Mo?
Yeah, it was for you, man.
Look. First of all, let's first of all, if you want to find me, go to everbornsaga.com and click the GCP section where you can get the GCP merch, and if you use code GCP at checkout, you will get 15% off.
Right there
at the top,
and you get the merch, and you have access to a lot of great stuff. Now, still no LXL, but I guess I got to fight the Adidas guys for that.
But you can get the CG shirt. You can get the charge.
We don't need to see that. We don't need to charge.
Discord. You can get the FAMAS shirt. You got the different logo. GCP shirts. You got the hats. So, and there's more coming. I heard there's a V-neck coming.
Oh, hey now.
We'll see.
Hold on.
We'll see.
Oh,
we'll see what happens on that front.
Okay.
And also,
is there a Sonic is my savior one coming as well? Is that?
Oh,
is
wow.
That
we need that immediately.
But I was thinking of doing a homeless Sonic, but I was like, Slow-Mo would get too much satisfaction.
Too much satisfaction.
I would buy it immediately. I would.
First
sale.
Hey, Slow-Mo. And not all money is good money.
He'd consider that blood money. We ain't doing that.
But by the way, that 15% discount is for the entire store, and it takes it off the whole
comics,
order. So with
apparel,
books,
the whole
GCP
thing.
Merch, Everborn merch, all of that, 15% off. Code GCP, excellent. All capital letters at checkout.
And by the way, if you guys are not
in the comments, please, we need a homeless Sonic like picture. We need a homeless.
I'm not gonna bully me into putting a homeless.
Come on, I need everyone in the comments to say they want to. At least you see the picture I got right now as my avatar. That's what we want on the shirt right now. Got to eat. He's doing bad. His games don't sell. He needs that.
Oh God. We need more people to also subscribe to the Damage Per Second podcast. It's right there. It's in the chat. Great Slow-Mo Backslap. The OG dynamic duo. Putting it down every week. If you're not subscribed, please go do so. It's in the chat. It will be in our description as well. Slow-mo backslap. Always a pleasure, good sir.
Thank you. Shout out to my co-host, my cohort of the
Great Forte
Gaming Forte. He's supposedly playing more Death Stranding 2 tonight. I need to create a thumbnail and then show him the thumbnail and say, I didn't spend time making this. You're gonna have to stream, buddy. Right. I have to shame him into getting off his butt and doing this stuff. But he gonna go live tonight. I guarantee it. So come check us out. We have a good time.
Excellent. I think that's it. Unless there's somebody in the chat or somebody on the panel has got anything else. I think we're good to go.
Wants to smoke, but Rodimus, I suggest we take that to the Discord.
Okay.
We got to go.
Okay. I see you, Rodimus. We'll table that smoke for the Discord. But that's been it. Thank you guys so much for checking us out as you do every week. We have a lot of fun. We'll be back next week. Week after that, we're doing some housekeeping, programming notes and whatnot. You keep an eye out for all that stuff. But until next week, we'll see you soon. It's been fun. Have a good one. Join the Discord. Peace.
Thanks for being on it.